Howdy everyone, how are we doing this fine and fruitful Monday? Who we got in today? Pac-Man, Azrael, Soul, Deuce and Lampoon. How are we all doing, chaps? And Panda, I saw you there with the credit card emoji. Andy, how are you, man? Azrael, I saw you tagged me, Azrael. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I actually recorded a video for the Starlit Promise, or the Star Wish, whatever you want to call it. And I couldn't make the video work. That's what I've been doing for the last couple of hours. And I couldn't make it work because there's still a few things we don't know about. And so I thought, well, I'd rather not do one. Because, for instance, it looks like you can't get this for another 20 days, which is frustrating. But on the plus side, it's obviously a new good system, isn't it? So that's something to be happy for. Who did everyone go for? Who did people go for? I have a feeling that a lot of people will go Madeline or Williams for the Star Wish hero, and then we'll probably go Madeline or Patricia. Oh no, or Melissa, to be fair. Obviously for the artifacts. Samurai, it's not. It's not, because you have to wait until this countdown timer goes down. So I've maxed out the points that you need. It's only 20,000 gems. And I can't claim it. So, yeah, that was frustrating. 100% frustrating. New Dawn, new player here, need pro advice with the new Star Wish event. Go and check out MK for any pro advice. No, guys, do you know what made me absolutely crack up? When you guys comment on YouTube, if I'm on my mobile, I can click on your name and it will tell me how many comments someone has left, and it will tell me if you're subscribed and all that kind of stuff, right? This guy, I can't remember what. Someone asked me a question. Oh, that's it. He asked me, am I going to do like a who to build video, like as in like what heroes to build? So I said, yeah, I am. Like, I'm doing a faction guide series, and then I'm going to do like a support video. And then someone else commented, not subscribed, first ever time they commented, go and watch MK. To the guy, I was like, oh, cheers, mate. Appreciate you. Fuck you, Panda. So, yeah. It's just bizarre how people kind of do that. We'll go through Dawn. We will go through all of this. Can I read once again? I read at End of Timer there was a phase 2. Yeah, so the phase 2 though, you can activate straight away. So this is phase 2. This is Star Wish growth. So once you've completed 3,000 points, which is very easy to do as a free-to-play player, if you're fully free-to-play, it will take you 10 days, less if you're using Contract Starry Gems, because you get points here. Then you get Star Wish growth. Star Wish growth, basically, you can only complete this once your account level is 130. And the Hero's Tree of Origin reaches level 120. There you go. And then you should be able to select one of these. So, yeah, it just depends. Yeah. Randy, how are you, man? Yeah, Paco. That's exactly what I did. Exactly what I did. I was like, oh, I want to get the scissors for Star Expedition next week. Nope. I'm going to have to wait till next Star Expedition. But that's fine. To be fair, it kind of says that, doesn't it? Kind of. Not really. The exchange is broken. Horrendous. And I hope they fix it. So you can replace individual copies. You can replace individual puppets. Say you have a 9-star Garuda or a 10-star Garuda. You can't exchange it. You're going to have to regress the hero to exchange it individually, which is just bizarre because you get like for like stuff back. So that's terrible. Sandy, how you doing? You right? So yeah, it's just weird. Oh, Randy, by the way, you sent me your email address, and DH Games blocked it out. So all I saw was star, 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 star. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I have listed out all of the guild's power today. So I've put people into groups. There is 3 groups. You're actually part of one of the groups for the boss fighting. There's a top 5, then a second group, then a third group, and then the final 15. It doesn't really matter. They can just go as and when they need to go. The island attacks will be done differently, etc. Hey Ben. So yeah, it should be good. Yeah, but Paco, you say you're top day 1. I have a feeling it doesn't really matter, right? So for me, as long as the big 5 hit last, the second group, which I'm part of, we clean up for the big group when it gets to hard mode, or try to. And there's that third group that might be able to do something, might not. Panda, you aren't playing the game, my friend. Am I using 3 scissors? I've got 2. But I could get 3. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm not lying. I feel like I got a third scissors. There's 1 there. 2. I've only got 2. I'll get a third scissors, and then it will be about lucky cats for me and my account. No, Panda, you didn't play. Yeah, so you made 2 groups, or you/Marine made 2 groups. Obviously, you're in the top group, and I think you're in the third group as well. I didn't forget about Panda. Panda didn't play for a week, or like 2 weeks, and we were running low on guild space. So, la. Basically. Yeah, I mean, the stones are nice. I listen, we can't... There's still some things I don't get. Like, for instance, they have changed one thing in the Newbie growth plan, which is that you don't need to do settlements anymore. They've changed it to reputation, which is a good improvement. But the issue with the reputation thing, this isn't the roadblock anymore. And if you do the Newbie growth plan properly, it doesn't really matter, because this isn't going to be a roadblock anyway, because you have to wait to use your wishing coins, etc. Oh, Randy, don't do that. Did you say you put... I can't see it. They might have blocked it, Randy. I can't see that you put it. After you pick your hero, can you switch it? So, right, here's the important thing. First things first, you can switch your Star Wish hero. You can do it free, 1 time. Then it costs you 200 contract Starry Gems, then 300 contract Starry Gems, then 400 contract Starry Gems. Bear in mind something. If you are an older player, your Star Wish hero doesn't matter. This is separate to that. So, for instance, you can pick Madeline here, right? And then when it comes to completing it all, you can pick whichever hero you want. So you don't need to switch it. Realistically, the Star Wish hero, this thing here, is only really important if you're a new player. For the rest of you, you're just going to be getting some puppets and stuff. Well, that doesn't, does that move the needle in any way? Probably not. I'd even argue you wouldn't want dark and light, because that's so much dark and light food that you're then not going to want to spend it. Well, Andre, 100%. But it's one of those things. Madeline, Wukong, Williams, Melissa, Betty, Patricia, those 4 are all really good for Awakenings anyway. So if you say picked Monkey, because that's who you wanted light food, when this counts down, you can pick whichever one you want to get the artifacts and get the skin and get the B+ die. So you're absolutely fine. Don't stress it. Dark and light apparently have different rewards. I don't think they do. Madeline gives scissors. Paco, I don't think that's true. In fact, I'm almost certain it's not true, because I looked earlier. Admittedly, I didn't actually go through all of it. But you don't need to swap the skin. These skins, these are the basic skins that you get from chests that everyone has. Oh, how funny is that? Used to fuse Iron Core Mecha Basilisk skin. I wonder... I hope they'll fix that. Can you imagine picking this skin and then you end up getting Basilisk skin? Which admittedly is super cool. I wonder how that even happens. Oh, Festival... Okay, Festival Limit skin. Yeah, I still feel like... I don't know, guys. I don't know. But you can get... Why have I got chests? Festival skin selection chest. Yeah. Maybe that's a spender thing. That's why I've got loads of those. Yeah, New Dawn. Here's the thing, right? I don't know. I don't know if I personally would recommend... This is what another reason I didn't do the actual video as I was making it. I don't think I'm going to recommend that people go for Wukong. Brand new players. Because Holmes Young is better than Wukong. Wukong's only good when you transcend him. And the limiting factor to getting Wukong is Stella and Cot, not hero copies. Like, this is my free-to-play account. So really, I actually think I'd rather go for Madeline because I get the Fortress food, which means I can build up Holmes Young quicker. Or any other hero quicker. Yeah, I thought they were, Paco. I thought they were. So, I don't know what I would recommend for a brand new player. I don't think it matters if you picked Wukong. But I don't think that's what I would recommend doing. Because you get Wukong elsewhere. Like, it's just easy. You know, it's just easy to get him. Is Mockman good? Hey, Jacob. Yeah, Mockman's good. I've never used him, but I know he's very good. And he's one of those you can use him defensively or offensively, which is very useful. Rebirth. Yeah, I'd presume so. I'd presume so. Wait a minute. Next phase automatically begins after the countdown of the current time. Yeah, because there's no timer on this. So this just depends. Yeah. So... You're fine. This unlocks permanently anyway. And then once you've completed this, you'll be able to do this. So that's fine. Oh, Jacob, nice, dude. Right, someone take away Panda's green name because he's bullying me. Hey, Dusk. Jacob, what hero is it, dude? Is it Mockman? And is it soulbound or non-soulbound? And here's the other thing as well. If you've already got an account and you've got, say, to the point I've got where you've got your Holmes Young and your Wukong, Betty is the obvious choice. Well, at least you're vouching for him, Paco. That's fine, I suppose. Ignore my opinion. I can't do that. I'm not making you a mod, Panda. You used to be very trustworthy. I would now put you in a bracket just above Eze in terms of who's likely to get a mod. Randy keeps on changing accounts. He is a mod. I haven't taken Randy's mod chip away from him. No, Rebirth, that's fine. What you've done is fine. If you had an Inosuke, I don't know why you've got an Inosuke, absolute Chad move, and Holmes Young, pick Wukong. That's fine. I didn't need him because I've already got him. And I would say I would pick a different hero to Wukong if you're a brand new player because it helps you with basic shard food. If you've already got your E5s, well then you don't need it, do you? So you're fine. I think Wukong's fine. I don't think you can get it wrong. I honestly don't think you can get it wrong. And now that we have the puppet upgrade, I feel like you can do even less wrong, right? So, yeah, you're absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Who did I pick on this account? Oh, Betty. I was getting confused. Yeah, to be fair, Randy, I always forget. I can't do it when I'm streaming. I have to do it when I'm not streaming, and I always forget. But yeah, we have a nice and chill chat. To be fair, our other two mods are normally missing in action, and Paco's normally working. So maybe I should think about it more. Yeah, Rebirth, you're fine, man. You can't mess this game up. I really, everything's fixable. Everything is fixable. You'd have to really mess it up to mess it up. Wood, we've just talked about it a few times, dude. I can't. You're going to have to go back. You're going to have to go back. Don't work, you yap. Yeah. Right. Okay, Panda, listen. Here's the reality of that. Here's the reality of that. Two things. Two realities. In fact, this might be good. This might be good. Okay. My original thought process was that I was going to have like a week's worth of videos all made up, ready to go. No, you're okay, Wood. I completely understand it, man. And that therefore I would post it in the VIP section so that people would give me feedback in case I'd done something wrong. What then ended up happening was I was doing videos the day before they'd go out. And it was almost like there was no point doing that, right? I got into what I thought was a good rhythm at one point, and I was a couple of videos ahead of myself. And then that stopped. So I've got a plan of things like videos to come out. But again, Panda, I don't know if they're going to be your type of videos, man. Like, I'm going to do all my faction guides and stuff like that. I will post them in the VIP section, and we can see if you enjoy them. But yeah, for me to actually post them there, I have to have a back catalogue, and I currently don't have it. But yeah, we'll get there with it. We'll get there. Jordan, how you doing, man? I know. What's wrong with Deuce? Waiting for back pain, mate. Waiting for pain meds to kick in. They'll be back in 10 minutes. Oh, Deuce, you okay, man? Jordan, me and Jordan, you guys are in the presence of greatness. DH Games, in their infinite wisdom, decided to grace me and Jordan with rewards because we are absolute chads. What do they give us? Thank you very much for your active participation in the community event. Here is the reward you received from the event. I received 10 monster treasure coupons, 10 Calls of Transcendence, 10 treasure coupons, and 5,000 gems. So me and Jordan both got that. And it's because, yeah, we are pillars and cornerstones of the community. Basically, to be fair, me and Jordan were guaranteed it because they gave rewards to the top 5 people that put forward lineups, and there was like 5 people per category that put lineup anyway. So I think me and Jordan were pretty much guaranteed to get the rewards. Do you know what I mean? Rich get richer, yeah. No, this is my free-to-play Optimal account. So, yeah. Bob, how you doing, man? I presume so. I don't know enough about it, man. I don't know enough about it. Jordan, no way. I thought you could only get rewards for one category. I'd have posted in all of them. Oh, I could have had more cores. Oh, gutted. To be fair, right? I think that competition they ran was awesome. I think it was horrifically... I don't know the expression. Not many people took part. And some of the people that took part shouldn't have been taking part. Some of the people that won rewards for their participation shouldn't have won rewards for their suggestions. One guy posted the same team in all 5 lineups with the same description. And I commented on 2 of them saying, dude, you can't even use base heroes in Void Campaign. And then he deleted it. He deleted his teams. And he still won. I noticed him on the leader, but he still won. Should be limited to... This is... What are you talking about? VIP 0, baby. VIP 0. I haven't spent a penny on this account. Dusk, you bastard. Deuce, why are you in the ER? Are you okay, my friend? We're going on your account, so I hope you're alright. You're my content for this evening. You, Jason, and Andre. Oh, you mean others? Yeah. Alright, why is... fucking shots fired by Panda and Pac-Man. The IHP lineups are shit. But, to be fair, why on earth they picked Patricia, I don't know. I literally can't think of... That is the worst choice. Out of the 5 heroes they could have picked, Patricia is the worst choice. So, I don't get it. Why not Alakita? I don't know. Yeah, and Vespera's very good early game because she has CC. So people could use her and build her, and nice. She has Petrify. She's a nice hero. So yeah, I find it weird. She is the worst choice from Dark. And I find it especially strange that they picked Wukong. And then were like, right, give them Patricia. I mean, I find it weird that they picked a lot of the heroes, to be honest. I say that, do I find it weird? There's only 4 here, isn't there? Nah, Betty does make sense. Norton Hager would have been super cool. I'm surprised they didn't pick Holmes Young over Madeline. Ayla Mac would have been quite cool. But I suppose they wanted meta heroes, didn't... Well, then they picked Patricia. They wanted meta heroes, right? But then they picked Williams. So they picked a damage dealer when they didn't have to. Gaggy is the obvious choice. Yeah, Azrael, exactly. That's what I don't get. Because realistically, if we look at the heroes that you could have picked from, yeah, you don't want any of them other than Wukong being your first trans hero. Like, at all. So, I know you guys are going to laugh at me, right? But so therefore, you could have picked Norton Haig, Ayla Mac, Gaggy, Sylvie, Alakita, and Wukong. But they picked like an eclectic mix between supports and whatever. New players still messed up anyways. Yeah, of course they do. You should have Luna. Yeah, Luna's the obvious. Well, other than probably Luna, Patricia is probably the worst one that you could have. Now to be fair, they could have made you pick Finn. Yeah, Wukong's solid. You can't go wrong picking Wukong. I'm talking about if I was to start an account, a brand new account today, I wouldn't pick the Wukong. I wouldn't do that. But I completely understand why 95% of the population should. Ignatia. Yeah, Deuce, that's the funny thing. That's why we always rip on Patricia. 1, she's terrible, unless you're endgame PvP. And 2, Paco's decided that's who he's going to main. But then Paco deserves the abuse because he's in our guild, and he's an IHP main. Like, what's that all about? You DM'd me IHP's recommended lineups. What do you mean? Surely she doesn't have a recommended lineup. A recommended lineup's on the altar, right? Why are they terrible? Oh, well, the first team's got Williams in it, so that's terrible. Brian, it's not rare we've been doing Monday streams for like 3 weeks now. Friday and Monday we're streaming. Dawn, yes, Natalie, right? So if you wanted another hero to build in the light faction, it would be Natalie. And that's a very obvious thing to build up. But it's more... I don't know, it's fine. No, it's okay, Brian, I'm only joking. Yeah, I don't get the recommending Williams with IHP. That's a strange one. That's a strange one, for sure. And what's the other team? Again, another Williams account. Oh, is that a Star Expedition lineup? But then Williams is... Oh, to be fair, they're team-based attack buffs, so Patricia and Williams would be duking it out. Brian, no worries, man. Take it easy, dude. See you later. Now the TK member's gone, we can talk more about guild stuff. They're spies, all of them. They are petrified of what's coming up. Absolutely petrified. They are going to get their arse handed to them in Star Expedition. And I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. Natalie works fine with everyone, Dawn. Everyone. If you wanted, right? Look, this is my main account, yeah? We'll talk about yours in a second, Randy. We'll talk about yours in a second. If you wanted to build a team, any damage dealer you want. Melissa, Madeline, Wukong, Natalie, Queen. Chuck in a damage dealer, you are done. Like, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So Natalie's awesome. Natalie can also be your damage dealer, much like a Wukong can be if you build it right. Yes, Randy. Love it. My Aspen's looking pretty tonk, right? He's getting there. He's getting there. I've been learning about the speed stuff. Learning. Or I need another purple stone. I can make that work. I'm almost certain of that. Let's accept. Why is that even a thing? That's concerning. I reckon these things are going to be part of a new comeback thing. Like when you come back. Azrael, yes and no. So Wukong, our dear friend Hanchok, mained a Wukong, and he's got like so far into the game, like past chapter 11 in Void campaign at really low clears. So you can do it, but if you were a new player, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't bother with it. Hey Saybad, how you doing, man? Eric, is there a replacement for Melissa if someone does not like her? Absolutely. So Melissa's great because there's more to her, but she CC cleanses and she boosts your main damage dealer's attack. Therefore, we've got heroes like Madeline who do great CC cleanse. You've got PDE who does CC cleanse. You've got Natalie who does the single... Natalie and Vespera who do like your damage dealer's attack boosts. So there is ways around Melissa. Melissa's like one of those heroes that kind of does it all. There are heroes that do individual things better, but she's like an all-in-one kind of hero. Which is why Melissa's still very useful. I mean, I don't like Melissa. I high-rolled a B+ stone and got an A- with her, right? And yet when she's not in the team, I notice it. And the other downside of not having Melissa and say going for someone like Madeline is Madeline CCs, which we may all think is a great thing that Madeline CCs. It's not in the context of the game, because most of the time when we get to a wave that we can't beat in stuff like Void campaign, it's Valkyries. What do you not want to do against Valkyries? CC them. What does Madeline do? She stuns. So you'd rather have Melissa there over Madeline. But there's loads of things to it. Oh, Jordan. Oh, see you later, dude. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping in, and well done for all your winningness. Well done. Proud of you. So yeah, Melissa's cool, but I get why you don't like her, Eric. I'm not a fan of her either, to be honest. I've never really. liked her, but she's just, every time I take her out of my team, I miss her. Oh, Paco, I don't know about that. I see the reason I really like Madeline. See, here's the issue with Melissa. She needs energy to CC cleanse, right? Madeline doesn't. So Madeline does it on her active skill. So, and you want her to go first because of all the damage reduction stuff and her frantic gluttony. So she boosts everyone's attack and their speed, and she reduces damage reduction for the enemies. And if you've got shields, she gives you damage reduction offset and all damage. She gives you loads of stuff, and she cleanses a control effect. So if you've got her going first in your team, it's very consistent. Obviously, the downside to that is if Madeline herself gets CC'd, which Melissa it doesn't matter about. But that's why like PDE is still the best at it, right? So PDE here, when an enemy releases active skills, removes one control effect from an ally, and then also does another one. So like basically your whole team can be cleansed from 2 different control effects every single time the enemy does an active skill. Very strong. That's what I said, Pac-Man. But the issue with Melissa is that she only has 100 energy maximum, right? So if she can't cleanse everyone, she might cleanse herself. She might cleanse someone else in your team. Like, it's not consistent. And ultimately, when you're just running wave after wave, attack after attack, I suppose it doesn't matter because RNG will come on your side. But in the same way that it will be on your side, that Madeline won't get CC'd. Oh yeah, Eric, fine. PDE and Madeline. I mean, PDE does other things. Like, she's useful for Aspen because where is it? She fears. Yeah, she fears, and then Aspen loves that, as well as being a tenant for Aspen. Whenever an enemy gets feared, he does something. Restores his health, increases energy, increases attack, increases control immunity. So they work really nicely together. She increases hero's dodge. Am I right in saying that? I know I'm right in saying that. Increases all allies, all damage reduction. So she's just a nice hero. But again, she's like Melissa. Sometimes you don't see the effects of these heroes because it's not CC. It's not damage. It's sometimes hidden in the shadows, but they're very useful. Yeah, and she's great for the Star Expedition. She will not increase your ceiling in Star Expedition, but she will certainly raise your floor because she'll make things more consistent. When you're getting fear and silence from the Star Expedition boss, she's nice at cleansing that within reason. But yeah, listen, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the differences between Melissa, Madeline, and PD and who you should build. I think most people now would have a Melissa and a Madeline, and PDE can kind of slot in when necessary. So to be fair, I probably won't have time today, but I've got Maria. I did that on my account, so we pushed quite far in Void campaign. I say quite far. We pushed to like, oh, we're here. I can see you. Where did I get to? We managed to get to 961, and it's gusting waves. So I had fun with Maria, but I wanted to. It took me forever to regress everyone, build my tempo level up, and so that we could get our boy built up for Star Expedition properly. But I thank you for the offer. We'll certainly look at, if you send me over the info, we'll look at your account for the 10-star cup thing, because that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's the heroes. That's okay, so that's right, man. Yeah, I got a nice. To be fair, I think we've got you've got a better copy. Giant Killer Fire, control immunity offset. So we've both got nice copies of Maria, which is cool. I really like her, but it's frustrating, right? I pushed a lot further with Maria than I could with Williams on a lower attack Maria compared to Williams. But I had Star Alchemist times young with his treasures. I didn't have that for Williams, so I don't know. And to be fair, it wasn't even difficult to push. If Star Expedition wasn't coming up, I would have kept Maria and I would have macroed it so that we would have got further with Maria in Void campaign. Because Gustin's is just luck, right? It's no skill. It's just right. Get the RNG to work in your favour for once. But yeah. Well, Randy, listen, he's one of those. It's the dubs, man. Like, it's difficult because I feel like in Void campaign, the waves, I didn't struggle. Once I got past the wave I was struggling on, which was Cthulhu and King Barton, I didn't really struggle against any of the waves, and that includes the Valkyries. The one that I've now come a wall against is Gustin's. And Star Alchemist Homesong isn't going to help against Gustin's unless he manages to dove them all. I spent about 2 hours macroing it and didn't get the luck needed, but it's fine. So, I needed all the food, Paco, to build up Cruz and Olivia. I didn't need the Cruz. I wanted to try him out. So I needed to regress Maria and Basilisk after I got to the next temple level. I didn't want to leave them at 10 star because I knew that I'd feed them. So I've built them up to E1, so I can't possibly feed them. How's Wukong in Aspen Dungeon, Dawn? Do you know what? It's interesting. I don't know how far I've got in Aspen Dungeon. Oh, we could do it today if you want. Let's check how far I've got. Not there. I swear it should tell me. Should it not tell me? Am I being stupid? No one answered that question. Wukong's good because I know he's good anyway. He has the follow-up attacks, he has shields, he has stuns, he has a nice little nuke damage. So yeah, he's all good. He's going to be useful. Yes. To be fair, Strixie, that for what you're doing, yes, I would. Aspen leaderboard. Nice, Deuce. See, Deuce. I can't because I don't want to join in. Oh, I don't care. Right. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Stuff it. Let's just do this. Where on earth? Ah, right. Star Alchemist Homes Young. Why? Because I was doing Seal Land. Ignore that. No, because he might be quite good. Let's put the Breath of Forest on Sun Wukong. And that. Natalie will be useful. Just that. Where's my other artist? Right. Phoenix Cloak. Let's get the Phoenix Cloak out. Not you, not you. Hold on, have I just gone past Sylvie? Yes, Sylvie. No stone. Unfortunately, there is no stone. But that's fine. We won't worry about it. I tell you what, that's fine as it is. I just want to see where we got to. Dush. I don't know where we are. 351. I feel like that shit. I feel like that's not very good. It's not very good, is it? That's disappointing. Panda is onto something. Achievements, possibly. I'm in too deep now. 3 Will of Winters. I do have 3 Will of Winters. Alright, we're going to skip this. And we're going to see how far we can push. I'll worry about a big Aspen push. Once Star Expedition's over and I can build all my heroes up. That's Dawn. That's a really tricky question, right? I think this is where I really struggled to make a video on it because it is so account dependent. For instance, on my account, by the time that I hit 130, I'm not going to need any more melodic strings. However, I think what I will probably do is pick the Rui Scepter the Receptors, because what it means for now, whilst I have one Receptor, I can now start focusing on energy feed artifacts and worry less about the Receptor, melodic strings, etc., because I already have them. So yeah, it just depends on where your account is. That's why there's not a this is right, this is wrong, to be fair. Oh yeah, go on, so I'll send it through. But 361's not very good. So yeah, what's the best one? Well, you need melodic strings, but for instance, in my free-to-play one, I've already got them, so I'm not going to pick them. So, and what you don't want to do, you don't want to plan on taking melodic strings in 3 months' time, because that's when you'll get access to them. When you should already have them now, because they're going to be useful for your heroes now. Receptor only becomes useful when you get to Void Vortex, really. So therefore, it makes sense to pick the Receptors, because then when you get to level 130 and you unlock the ability to have a Transcendence Betty with her core, you can clear Void Vortex using those newly gained Receptors. If you do it now, you've just got loads of Rui sitting in your bag doing nothing. Yeah, so I would rather pick melodic strings as your first artifacts from events, which is what I did, and from chests, and then next up will be energy feed, and then by the time I hit 130 I'll already have a Receptor. I'll take them too, and it's all good to go. Well, Eric, they've got the mirrors, so I get your point. They could have picked Demon Bells or mirrors, and they picked mirrors, but yeah, Dawn, 100%. Like you should have your melodic strings situation sorted out by then. So sorting that out now. So planning, yeah. So you should have it sorted now. Later on is when you can pick the Receptors. Yeah, and you don't need it. Rebirth, we're not begging for people to do our Fantasy Factory. I'll do your Fantasy Factory. I won't do your Fantasy Arcade, which is this. I don't even do it on this account. I'm surprised I've got 136 stars. Do you know who's not going hungry? This guy. Look at all that bread. Look at it. I don't need that much bread. Let's do some account reviews. We've been going for a while. Oh, Dusk. Yeah, but that's your own problem, isn't it? I'll tell you why it's your own problem. It's because I've done it on my optimal account. Free-to-play account. It's the fact that you haven't done it on your account. Tragedy. No, I'm not going to do it for you. I don't like doing it. I didn't enjoy doing Fantasy Arcade. Account-wise, Deuce. I mean, Deuce is in the ER. So I don't know. But I still want to go on Deuce's account, because we need to help him get set up. So we're going to assume that Deuce is fine. Bless his heart. And we're going to go on his account. And I'm sure he won't mind. I wonder if he's kept the same password. Right. I don't know if has anyone seen Deuce's account? Have I put it on stream before? His new account? Oh, you kept the password the same. Useful. Deuce. Deuce is fine. Let's go, Deuce. Right, this is Deuce's account. It's kind of. Right, Deuce. Let's go through it and see, to be fair. Deuce has borrowed this account. Yeet my socks off and call me Patricia. I like that. Oh, here's the A. Oh. Panda. Nice, Panda. Thank you, Panda. Bear in mind you're not playing the game. I appreciate you so much. I thought you were already a member. And you'll be pleased to know I did add more icons, but you can't put icons between 3 months and 6 months. It's just 3 months, 6 months. So you're stuck with that icon for another couple of months, dude. Sorry. I think it's going to be Rake and Ali are going to be the first ones to 6 months. So yeah, they'll get there. They were like the same day. Thanks, Panda. I appreciate you. Lord of Fear Aspen. No, so to be fair, I thought he was. I thought he already was a member. Paco, my 2 sugar daddies. Well, Rake's not a sugar daddy. And I don't think Ali loves me anymore, to be honest. Ali's busy with all his French friends on Aaron's Discord server and all his fancy guild mates with all their amazing accounts. I think he's left us in the dust. We're nothing to him anymore, even though I love him dearly. Oh, yeah. Well, you just saw the perfect copy, did you, Ben? And then we're like, oh, that's it. I've got to do. Yeah, Dusk. And to be fair, Ali's account's just going to the moon, isn't it? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Ali's account, but it's fucking wild. And it was wild the last time I was on it, so God knows what it's like now. After Star Expedition, we'll jump on and see what Ali's account has become. Because it's a monster. He's an absolute monster. Like, he'll get the Triple S stone sooner rather than later, I'm sure, because he's a machine. Hey, Idle Zero's in the house. How you doing, Will? I was about to say something, but I won't say it. No one gave me assistance earlier in anything that I asked. So therefore I'm not saying thank you to anyone. Wink. Deuce. No, Zeren. Absolutely not. We're going to focus on Deuce's account, and then I'll ask for general questions. But no, you should not build Aspen as your first hero. What? There's zero context behind anything that's just been said, so no one knows nothing. Deuce. I can't remember where we were. All the stuff in the world. We're going to need to get Aspen up to Nirvana, which is fine. What is temple level? So you can't be 2 here. You've regressed someone, right? I presume, eh? Oh yeah, but we can still. I presume we can still. Oh, you don't have any. How strange. Do you not? Oh, you do have. Ah, yeah, but we're only using them for Grimoire stuff. We're only using them for Grimoire stuff. We're not using them for anything else. So yeah, we'll just have to wait. Such a shame. Because I don't want to really regress. No, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to regress the Vulcan to build up Aspen to Nirvana so he can have the Spectre for Star Expedition. There is no other way of doing it. It's a shame because we have to re-roll the stones. Saying that, actually, Deuce, I'm imagining on this account, magic dust isn't a problem. It's fine. You're fine. Yeah, you got loads of these stuff. Loads of these things. Getting some stones in. Oh, you're so set for stuff, man. You're so set. 200 cores? What are we sitting there on 200 cores doing? What? Oh, you don't need Stellar or Cot, I suppose. Hey, Appendix, how you doing, man? New Dawn, stay on your own until you've completed Guild Boss 60. And then you can expand your horizons if you so wish, sir. So, Deuce, what we're going to do, we're not going to do it now. We're not. Okay, right. Yeah, how are you, young man? If you go back to the start of the VOD, if you rewind, we went through it all. And that's not me getting funny with you. It's just I feel bad because people have been here and they don't want to hear it 4 times. But if you go back, you can see and I explain it. And if there's any other questions, you can come back and ask. You're going to have to regress Vulcan to build up Aspen because you want him Nirvana to put the Spectre on him. We have Natalie. Don't care about Alimac. Don't care about Freya. We've got Melissa, got Queen. How are we doing on cores? I swear you had cores, right? That's so rough. That's not your fault. Before your time. Pendlix, if you go on the Discord, my man, there is a pathway to it, and you can follow that to your heart's content. Deuce, where's what cause? So you had to, you had to get Aspen's cause, right? Yeah, I won't be able to do it today. It doesn't matter about Wukong. Aspen Max, okay, and that's fine. So your lineup, let's go. Let's do. Deuce hasn't set this up. I haven't set this up. This was already set up. Let's have a look because this might be easier for me to look at. So if we go Queenie, Aspen, Melissa, DGN. Where's Olivia? Oh, I don't know all these skins, bro. Ah, there you go. Olivia, Heartwatcher. We're missing Madeline, but that's fine. We know we're going to sort that out at some point. We're missing Vespera. We're not really missing her. That's fine. Madeline's the big one, but it is what it is, right? That's probably going to be your lineup. I'd have thought. And then Olivia, do you not have any copies, I wonder? Oh, it's making me redo it. Let's just chuck you in there. Deuce, we'll probably get this all set out. I'm just trying to gauge it because you've got such a strange account. Not your fault. Ah, Vesa. Is Will still here? Or any old heads? Like community old heads? Because I don't know. You might have Madeline Core. Why do you have Madeline's Core? I don't think you've got Madeline's Core. You're here. Will, Deuce has this account, right? It's an old head account. So we've got like Freya's Core. We've got Vessa's Core, Alamac's Core. We're going to regress Vulcan to build Aspen up to Nirvana. Freya, Alamac, Vessa. Who would go alongside, do you reckon, Melissa, Aspen and Queen? And Olivia and Heartwatcher? Because I think he might be tonky enough. No, he's not going to be tonky enough for hard mode. To be fair, because it's not tonky enough for hard mode, I'm not sure if it massively matters. But what hero are we looking at? Because he's going to get Madeline next. He's got Wukong. Yeah, kind of. And just general account. Like, because he's got Wukong, does he need the Alamac? Because he's got Melissa, I presume Freya's kind of out of the picture. Is Vessa? I've never ran Vessa. I've never used Vessa. We're not worried about PvP. like pretty much at all at the moment. I'd have thought Vesser's gonna do something for us, right? Hey Finn, yeah, but if you've got a Freya core, at least you can replace that in Anniversary. And if you've got a Noble core, Noble cores are fine. It's useful for Destiny Temple levels as you get further in, and that's okay. Dusk. So keep HHA for Void Boss 1. Mad trying to clear that. Then regress and swap to Madeline. Fine. Yeah, so HHA, because I like Alamak. So we're saying, because there's no treasures on the account, right? So Vesser and Freya are dead and buried. Fine. Alamak can be useful in different game modes. Rubia's in the house. Hey Rubia, how you doing, man? Yeah. So Deuce, we can figure that out. I can't remember. The artifact situation was fine. Oh no, your artifact situation isn't fine. It's weird because there's no origin artifacts basically, is there? You've got this. Because it's so old. Origin artifacts were like impossible, but we've got the Splendid Lingering. And then we're like Crown and Flag Central. 2 Kiss of Ghosts. Why not? I think there's one. Will. I've clicked the wrong thing. Yes. See, he has one. Yeah, but he's not got a... Yeah. Oh, he has got 4 origin... Ah, right. That's from Card Clash. Isn't it? We talked about this. We've got to decide what we're going to use them on. In essence, because you have completed now Void Vortex, right? We walked you through that. We did. Well done. Well done. I think... Did you go for the Dragon Rui? God. It's 2 Splendid Ruis on the account. Splendid Lucky Cat. Nice. No Scissors of Conviction. And all the old chests don't have it in there. Yeah, Dusk don't. Yeah, but do you know what the issue is? These are old chests. Not that old. But it means like he's already got all the energy feed anyone can ever want. But he hasn't got scissors. Well, he can't get scissors. Because it's not in the chest. This is even worse. So they're old artifact chests. They're not new ones. And 1 scissors. Nice. Snow Hearts. Maybe not now. Maybe not right now. No, and that's fair enough. Crit attack stone. And we'll get him a backup stone because we don't want that for Star Expedition. Speed precision. It's weird. Holy damage, skill damage. Lingering melody. Yeah, Rubia, we're going to do... I'm more just having a look at this. What I'll do, I will converse with Deuce. Is this Rubia's big account or his little baby account? Either's fine. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I know, Randy. I'm trying to drink more water. I'm trying to be healthier. It didn't help that my chest actually hurt today. I'm too young to have chest pains. So, yeah. But no, he doesn't need any more energy feed, right? 1, 2, 3. 5 Splendid Demon Bells. 1, 2, 3. 3 or 4 Splendid Mirrors. 2 Splendid Ruis. 55 million splendid crowns. Splendid lingering melody. Splendid lucky cat. Nice. Ah! He's already got snow hearts. That's interesting. That might be worth it. I would probably want to see... Bear in mind, he's got 3 of them. I'd probably want to see a Splendid Dragon Brewery first and just get that done and dusted. See you later, Rubia. Have a good one, dude. So I think that makes most sense, doesn't it? Is turn around saying, we'll make... Oh, hold on. Let me just... We've had this issue before. He's going on an account and there's just random ones sitting here somewhere doing nothing. Not Deuce, just in general. No, you haven't. That's fine. I went on someone's account. I can't remember who it was. And there was just like 3 exotic pistols sitting in the bag. Pulled out. So you just didn't know they were there. It's like, oh, okay. That needs to be fixed. So, yeah. That's fine. So we're going to go Aspen. Oh, he's even got... Not again. SC89, right. Let's set it. I said on the proviso that we're going to change a couple of things. Because you're... At this time round... Deuce, you're not going to get to hard mode realistically. Your account's not going to survive. I think you're on the cusp of it, but I think you'd really... I don't think you're going to get there. And that's not a problem whatsoever. So, Deuce, what we're going to do, we're going to set you up. The only real difference at this point... Oh, why is it not letting me click? Let's save it. We have Queen because of the all damage dealt bonus that she gives. Melissa gives bonuses to your damage dealer and she CC cleanses. Aspen hits hard. Natalie gives bonuses to your highest attack hero as well as replicates attribute buffs and debuffs on the opposition. Olivia shrinks, which means that the enemy does less damage, takes more damage, and Heartwatch does her marks. We're going to use Fox Pet. We use Fox Pet because the Fox Pet buff, not Fox Wolf, sorry, Wolf Pet means that all your teammates do more damage to bled opponents. Well, your Queen's going to bleed all the opposition, so your team's going to do more damage. That's the idea. Who's in? So, how you doing, man? So, that's the idea of it. That's the basic crux of the situation. Artifact-wise, we're a little bit light. We're also going to V4. I'm surprised that we haven't got a V4 Olivia on the account. I don't know why we wouldn't really have that. Maybe we do. No, we don't. I'm also surprised there isn't a copy. I'm really surprised that this account doesn't have a copy on it. We'll level them up for you. You've got all the Stellar and Cot in the world, I think. Oh yeah, look at this. Beautiful. So we'll get it set up for you, Deuce. Your big thing for Star Expedition is Scissors and Madeline. So we'll use this Star Expedition as like a little entrance to it, right? And then between now and next Star Expedition, we can have a big push. We're going to have Anniversary in between there as well. So yeah, you'll be in a much more of a fit state. To be fair, we've got all the play now to make good things occur, right? It's not like we're in a bad situation. And you must have PDE on the account as well. Cobalt, how you doing, man? I appreciate you, thank you. So, Samurai. Let's go show you. This is where it's weird because obviously I don't know, I can't think of exactly what he's got. So, because this isn't a normal account, right? Because normally we would have 2 or 3 Scissors of Convictions. Well, we don't have that, so we can't do that. We'll put a mirror onto Queen because we want her to go first because she's the hero that's doing the bleed damage. We want Melissa to go last, so we want her to be the slowest. So we'll put Lucky Cat on her. We make Melissa be the slowest because when she has energy, she can use some of that energy to CC cleanse. So we therefore don't want her going before our main damage dealer because she'll waste all of her energy. On Lord of Fear Aspen, the best boss damage dealing artifact in the game is Breath of Forest. Surely we've got one. Oh, we do. So that's what we're going to use on Sir there. There's so many artifacts. And this is where like scissors comes into it, but we don't have scissors, so we can't do it. So we're just going to, I suppose, crack on with energy feed and the sustainability. We want Olivia to be quick. We could... No, that's fine. That's fine. Listen, we can't have too much. Auto equip. And then... She might need a crown. We're not going to need any more energy feed, I don't think. Do you know what we could do? We could put... That's not really going to help. Yeah, it will help. Yeah, it will help. We want to make Olivia as quick as possible. She's not in a home. We can definitely make her in a home. Like, we can put Olivia in a home on this account. And we want Heartwatcher to be... It doesn't really matter. But again, this is going to make more sense to do the Splendid Demon Bells. It will give us more energy feed. We'll see if we can make the speed work. The reason we like the mirror over the Demon Bell is the mirror gives us speed. Demon Bell doesn't. So if possible, we like to use mirrors on obviously the heroes we want to be quicker, and then we use Demon Bells on heroes where the speed doesn't matter as much. In this case, because we want Melissa to be the slowest, that's where we're going to use Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat's super cool. It's a really nice defensive artifact. And every time that you attack, she does random things. Random things, some of which mean that heroes in your team get all damage dealt and bonus and damage reduction by attack bonus. So that's really nice. So once you've got your energy feed sorted out and you don't need any more energy feed, if you also... Well, it's a defensive artifact to be fair. But this is another way of boosting your main damage dealer's attack or damage is by giving them Lucky Cats. If you wanted to, you could do the deified version of the Lucky Cat, which is the Toad. The issue with the Toad is that it gives you little speed buffs. During normal gameplay, you don't want to get little speed buffs because it completely fucks with your speed order. In Star Expedition, hold on. There's something I wasn't supposed to say. There's only 45 of you. We'll talk about it. In Star Expedition, we like the little speed boost because it's a buff, and the enemy monster, when it hits you, the enemy boss, when it hits you in Star Expedition, he takes away attribute buffs. That counts as an attribute buff that you don't mind losing. It's much easier to, or much better to lose that attribute buff than it is like an attack or a holy damage one. So, yeah. Oh, shit, there's loads of people talking. Sorry. Cobalt, that's a really long drive. That sucks. I hope you're okay. I like driving, to be fair. Shakiri. Finn, do you know what? It's weird. People keep on saying that. They gave out, I swear they gave us 2,000 scrolls last year. Between the codes. In fact, I can tell you that you did get 2,000 scrolls because I made 3 accounts. On every account, I had 2,000 scrolls. I think if you include not just the daily logins they gave you, if you include the monthly codes and the events themselves, you ended up with 2,000 scrolls. Ren, how you doing? Yeah, no, do you know what it was, Ren? I was speaking to someone who shall remain nameless. And I was told one very specific thing I wasn't allowed to say. And I can't remember what the specific thing was. But it wasn't that, because I remember saying to that person, him or her, that had already been brought up in a different chat, a public chat, so therefore it was public knowledge and I'm allowed to say it. I can't remember what I was told I'm not allowed to say. So we're just going to wing it. We're just going to guess. How are you doing, Ren? Yeah, Connor, they gave out 1,800 scrolls. Everyone keeps on saying this, that they gave out 1,000. And I'm like, they gave out 900 on the daily ones, like where you log in, but they gave you scrolls elsewhere. You could complete, having started with 0 scrolls, you could complete 2,000 scrolls last year, because I'd done it on 3 accounts. Like, I'd just started to get all of those codes, get all the packs. So I know that I just couldn't remember. That's right. To be fair, I think that we need to. What are you spending it on? What are you buying, Ren? I presume it's not an Idle Heroes thing. What are you purchasing? I'm interested. I'm intrigued. SGs. Well, careful, dude. I'd be careful. 103, baby. Do you know what's so weird? I was going to do a video on 103, right? And, oh yeah, I wouldn't be nervous about that. I wouldn't be nervous about getting it, because it's not worth it to them to not give it, right? I'd be nervous about the Error 103 thing, and I find it bizarre who that's been targeting. Really strange who they've been targeting, and it doesn't really make sense to me, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Yes, you can do, yeah. As far as I'm aware, you can do. I don't know why you can't. Yeah, Finn, Error 103. So, last Friday, several players, more than several players, got locked out of the auction house, and they were getting Error 103. What was strange is that it was a very specific subset of players. And it wasn't the type of players you'd think would get banned. Bear in mind, it's since come out, the whole purpose of the ban was to stop SG farming. A lot of the players that got banned, basically, what DH have done, and there will be a video, I will make a video on this, but I want it to be resolved before I do a video, because I don't want to make a video talking about, I'm not sure what's going to happen, and by the time I've actually made the video and released it, it's all blown over, right? DH Games want to cut down on SG farming. So what they seem to have done is do auto bans, automatic bans, using metrics that are absolutely stupid. The metrics would include low or non-existent VIPs that have a significant amount of SG on their account. But that in itself shouldn't just be a red flag, because there are people, like say you get lucky with an A copy or whatever it is, you could be flagged for that, and you could be given a 103 error message, and they banned your account for 24 hours. It also impacted people that flipped a lot of copies, because that would flag up with them that the person's a bot or whatever. It also flagged up if you had multiple accounts. But this is the one I don't get, right? There are people that play this game that have multiple accounts, and they will use the other accounts to farm SG for themselves. I don't see what is wrong with that. So what these guys will do is they will idle master their accounts. They will use the free monthly awakens that they can accrue in different areas, and by buying the mysterious chest and, you know, turning the soulbound ones into CSG and buying more from events and stuff like that, and then they'll send any SG they've got to their main account. But that's been flagging. So if you are smart, and I've got multiple accounts, and they all have very similar names. So what some people will do is they'll have their account, say VH, right? I've got my account, and it's called VH. And then I might have an account, and I'll call it VH Farm 1, and then VH Farm 2, then VH Farm 3. The reason I would do that is that I know, well, I've just been on that account, and I've done my dailies. So I'll go on to 2. And then once I've done 2, I'll go on to 3. But that, again, was automatically flagging up with DH Games, and they were saying, right, okay, that guy's an SG farmer. Whether or not you've sent it to yourself seems to be irrelevant. I don't understand why that would be an issue, because why the fuck would you have an SG gifting system if that wasn't the intention of it, right? You send it between accounts. They also, it seems, have been potentially, and this is another reason I haven't quite done a video yet, is because I want to find out the exacts. Like, they've also been flagging people's accounts that have been buying off of known farmers, like copies. But you and I aren't to know that, right? If we buy a particularly cheap copy, like someone the other day put it in our Discord, someone managed to buy an Aspen for like 3k, an A- Aspen, right? But if you get lucky, I bought a B Jara for 56. 56? Was it a B- for 46? Basically, I got like 7 times value by buying it, because it obviously slipped through the net. But again, that type of stuff would flag. And I imagine what DH was thinking was they would do these automated bans, and then people would send through ticketed complaints through their complaints procedure, and they could then go through and manually unban people. The issue is they didn't seem to hit the SG farmers, because I've spoke to a couple of people, no names, that farm it and sell it or whatever. They're not stupid, right? So the way that they run their accounts, or that their farmers run their accounts, didn't get flagged by DH Games. The people that got flagged were those that didn't try and hide the fact they're farming, because they didn't think they were doing anything wrong, right? It's their accounts, they're sending SG to their accounts, whatever. But the other issue is, I presume that they've done the automated bans, and they thought, well, you know, if people are innocent, they'll come and complain, and we'll look into it, and we'll manually unban them. But they've done this on a Friday, and they don't work the weekends. So they've banned these players' accounts, and then we're like, see you later, come back to us on Monday. So what's then happened, right? Over the weekend, a lot of these guys who take the game very seriously and have played for a long time, and this includes the Reddit mods and helpers, and the Idle Heroes discussion mods and helpers, right? Some of them, in fact, a surprising proportion of them had their accounts banned and radio silence over the weekend, other than some really stupid messages, like basically boilerplate messages from DH support, which was along the lines of, you've been, I don't want to quote it because I'll get it wrong. You've been banned, not telling them why, but please in the future make sure you play the correct way. Like, so basically they've banned people without telling them why they're banned. And their response to that is just play the game the proper way without telling you how you're supposed to play it. So they've hit the wrong people because they've been stupid. They've reacted to it terribly because they're stupid. And the people they've hit isn't like me. They've hit people that put a significant amount of time into helping the community side of the game. Whether me and them get on or not, I can see why that's absolutely ridiculous. And if I was one of them, I'd be fucking fuming that I was spending hours a day running their Discord to help keep their game community alive, and then my account gets banned. It's just ridiculous. No, but see, Ren has just said, isn't the issue when people buy copies for like 10 times market value to transfer SGs that way? Now, again, right, and this is me being a noob, I didn't realise that would be a problem, because if that's a problem, why wouldn't they have price caps? But apparently, and it is well known, that can get you just auto-banned. If you buy a copy from an account that averages 1,000 SG and you buy it for 10,000 SG, that can get you automatically banned. So, yeah, but they're not reasonable price caps. They're not reasonable price caps. If they wanted to do... This is the whole thing I don't get, right? I don't get... They obviously don't really care that much about the farmers, because if they did, or rather the sellers... I could, if they came to me, bear in mind, I'm someone that's bought SG, as are most of you, right? Most of the people that are in the community have bought it, right? I could stop it within 3 days. Do you know how I would stop it in 3 days? I would look, and any single person that has received over X amount of SG from a different account, you ban it. You wait for them to tick it to manually ask for it to be unbanned, and you look at their account and see what they've been doing. If you target the buyers rather than the sellers, it doesn't matter how shifty the sellers are. That's how you could stop it. But they can't do that, because if they did that, 99 out of 100 of the top players in the game would be banned, right? And they've allowed themselves to create a game and create an atmosphere where this is an issue, where they've allowed Starry Gem gifting, which if they didn't want people buying or selling it, they fucking shouldn't allow it. They've allowed people to over-purchase or overprice copies because they haven't instilled a price cap in the game. Because both those things, they could get rid of Starry Gem gifting tomorrow, right? And they could implement a price cap on copies. Done. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that is done. You can't then sell SG in the game, because if you can't say you take the average price a copy sells for and you increase it by 20%, and that's the cap. That's what you're allowed to put it up for. And if you ban Starry Gem gifting, well, you literally can't do it then. No, Ren, I said that. I think there is a symbiotic relationship, right, between sellers and DH Games. I think that they both help each other. Obviously, DH Games help the sellers because they have a game platform that the sellers can profit off of. But people use the sellers to fund SG to buy copies. People still have to give DH Games money because if they want in-game resources, they can't get that from SG. They have to buy relays and all that kind of shit, right? So it kind of works, right? As far as I'm concerned, it kind of has worked. And we're actually in a situation where, well, you can get 4 or 5 times your SG, CSG for SG by retiring copies. There's loads of awakenings in the game now, so it gives people a chance, loads of people to get CSG freely and availably. And I don't get it. I don't get what their issue is now, and I don't get why they turned round on a random Friday and were like, right, we're going to drop the ban hammer on X amount of players. And as I said, it's a very specific niche of players. There wasn't a single person in my Discord, and there is some fucking whales in there, that have been hit with this ban. But they hit over half of the Reddit mod team, and they hit like half of the Idle Heroes helpers on the Discord. The people that help them fund the game. I don't run the game. I don't get it. It's so stupid. And Knowles said, former helper, said that they do this all the time, right? So we have had the good news. What was it called? What did we get last time? So we've had the Newbie growth plan here. We've had the new Newbie growth plan and the Star Wish stuff. We've had Dawn plan recently. What else did we have that was a good thing? I can't think what the other good things. But then they like ruin all of it with shit stuff. So it's really hard to be positive when they negate it. But it's interesting. I made a couple. I made 3 negative Idle Heroes videos where I outrightly said this is wrong. I can't remember what the third one was. I definitely did 3. The first one was when they dropped Basilisk's treasures, and that was the first treasures in the game. And I said, holy shit, this is going to be terrible. To be fair to them, and by the way, when I dropped that video, admittedly, I was on 200 subs, right? I dropped that video. No one supported it. Everyone said I was an idiot. Not everyone, but you get my drift. And it's taken them 6 months. Fair enough. They've released Star Alchemist Holmes Young's treasures. What does the orange treasure at $45 do? Game breaking. And it's no surprise to me, right? It is no surprise to me whatsoever. They introduced that treasure at the $45 tier, the orange treasure tier, because they didn't want to do it at the $100 tier. They were seeing what the reaction was going to be. It was overwhelmingly positive because people were like, oh, I'm going to spend $45 even though I don't normally because I want to get the doves. So what do you think they're going to do with the next treasure system? The next treasure system, the really good treasure, is going to be the pink treasure for $100. Facts. Like, that is just what they're going to do because they would have made bank from this. And I complained about this 6 months ago with Basilisk's treasure. And yeah, it's taken a while, but yeah. But every time I make a negative video, and the other one was the RNG in one of the events where you could literally just not do the event if you got unlucky. MK came across that on his stream and I clipped it, to be fair. I clipped that MK's video Because, yeah, if you got unlucky, you literally couldn't complete the event and get the event currency. And again, people are complaining at me that free-to-play get enough stuff and that they don't need extra stuff from events. It's like, it's not extra stuff. It's just being able to complete it. And then you get shit like this. Because what worries me is they've just shadow banned certain accounts without really telling us why. Not properly anyway. It makes you wonder, well, what are they going to do next? Like, and it only works against them because it's putting me off putting money into the game because I don't want to risk getting in trouble. Well, Samurai, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do about being banned. They're livid, rightly so. They've talked about it a lot. A couple of people have been unbanned, and it looks like the actual ban itself was put on a timer. So some people were banned for 24 hours, some 48, some 72, that kind of thing, depending how hard they were flagged. But yeah, I just find it strange. And especially if they actually wanted to root out the problem, it's so straightforward. If they had an issue with sellers, get rid of Starry Gem gifting, cap copy prices. Done. You can't then sell SG in the game. It's just done. But they haven't. It's they're targeted people that actually have their back, and that's just wrong. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm waiting for it to resolve itself. I spoke to Rake, and Rake was going to do a video on it. I don't know if maybe he's dropping it today. I wanted to wait till Rake done a video because I wanted to get his public opinion on it first before doing anything. Because ultimately his opinion will be taken more seriously than mine. So I just wanted to see what he said first. What would I propose they do instead? But the thing is, yeah, and Pavel, that's fine. That's fine. They can do that. But I would suggest that this type of game is different because of how much money gets spent. Personally. Dawn, what would I propose they do instead? I would propose that they use the methods of communication available to them, i.e. Discord, whatever, speak to the mod staff and say, just to let you know, this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're cracking down on before banning people. So then people could take actual action against it. Because the people that have been banned, and it's hard, right? You have to take what people say with a pinch of salt. But from the way people were speaking and what they were saying, I believe them. I believe they didn't do anything wrong. And they've just been caught out. Or maybe they were technically doing something wrong. Like, is SG farming on alt accounts, on your alt accounts? Is that bad? I don't see why that's bad. If you want to spend the time to do it, do it. I don't bother because it takes too much time. Yeah, Finn, 100%. Nah, Andre, I don't know if I'd agree with that, but the thing is, they can, right? It's not hard to put a cap in place. They've done it in FIFA and basically every other game that has an auction house. If they wanted to do it, they could do it. Yeah, they could do it. Carl, we're not talking about football. There you go. I know. I like the new Newbie growth plan. I think it's very cool. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Oh, Deuce, who do we pick? Doesn't really matter. You've got all the heroes. Do you want light food or do you want shadow food? Oh, you've got all the food. You've got all the food. By the way, Deuce, if you're looking to spend some money, don't buy this, but I'd buy this. This is good value. Value. You can do. Yeah, but Ren, do you know what you can't do? If you've got a 9-star Garuda or a 10-star Garuda, you can't convert them. You have to regress them and trade the individual copies and puppets, which is absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid, and I hope they change it. If you click on, Carl, if you click on here and then click on Newbie Growth Plan, it will pop up. Hey, Robbie. What's my favourite month of the year? To be fair, probably May, where we're at now. Because it's not hot, it's not cold, and it's starting to get to the good part. No, I am doing Andres, to be fair. Where did Andre? Yeah, I am doing Andres account Paco. Thank you, though, Paco. Paco, you're being a very good mod. But, and this isn't Andres' fault, this is my fault. I've neglected him like 2 weeks in a row because I forgot to do Andres. So we are definitely doing it today. There he is. Yeah, Deuce, we can. Yours is fine. As I said, this Star Expedition, I would. If you're still here, Deuce, we'll take this as a trial run. You've got the basic heroes. Next season, we'll take it. To be fair, no. Do you know what? Why are we being silly? We can build Madeline, right? Why are we acting like we can't? It should just be T5, but you're going to be doing easy mode anyway. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Nice. Claim all that good loot. Yeah. Yeah, Deuce. I think that's what we do. Shut up. Both of you, stop bullying me. Alright? This is... I can see that here. I'll let Deuce do that. Deuce, you need to spend 20,000... Oh, do you know, I'll do it. I'll spend the gems. Oh, he's already bought all the stuff. Oh, it's not your fault, Deuce. It's not your fault. How many gems? Oh, you got loads of gems. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't want to waste your gems. I can't stand wasting gems. PTSD from before. Deuce, I think so too. Thank you, Ren. I'm so happy you said that. I think they are worth it. When I originally said they're worth it, someone said to me, no, they're not. And it put something in my brain that said they're not. I view them as, when you do 10 cores, you get 80,000 cores of Transcendence, and you're 3/4 of the way towards getting 250,000 Kotor Stellar, and you get 2 hero copies and some extra. And I think it's worthwhile. But other people have said no. Same as, I like this, not for this account. I like this for a brand new account. I don't like this for this account because we've got so much food. Yeah, so we can build Deuce. We can build Madeline. Should just be T5. Should be absolutely fine. Normal mode, T5's cool. Get yourself a Madeline. And you've got PDE, which is fantastic. Because Madeline's going to be doing more... she is probably than the bloody Alimac will be. For Star Expedition purposes. Ah, Vago. I know, Ren. I know. Yeah. So you know what I meant. Vago, I am going to be releasing a video this week. I'm going to look at the last 2 anniversary events and I'm going to see how many gems, etc. we needed to see if there's any trend to it. There has been a couple of events where we haven't actually had to use gems at all. A couple of the bigger events. I can't remember why that was. But Vago, you'll be fine with 78,000 gems. You won't need... Who said 7... It depends what you want to do, Vago. If you want to exchange... Oh, was it Christmas where you didn't need gems because they had the exchange event where you spent gems? I can't remember. I can't remember, but one of the events you didn't need gems. So we'll see. Yeah. So they go, don't sweat it. Do you know the videos I always used to hate? I always used to hate them. Bear in mind, I love Barry, but he's stopped doing them now and it's good. He used to do prediction videos for events. But it's like you can't predict it. And then people hold you accountable if you get it wrong. And it's like, well, you're guessing anyway. Guessing like what the different thresholds would be and stuff like that. And half the time you can't even tell when the event drops exactly how much you're going to need because there's now bloody RNG introduced to everything, which I hate with a passion. Right. Doocy, we will get you sorted out. Don't you worry about it. We've got stuff we can do on your account. For sure. For sure. We'll get Madeline built up and we'll get you all teed up and set up. Oh, Paco, you're just so weird. Barry stopped posting. I feel bad for Barry. I've never spoke to Barry, to be fair. I've always said I like Barry. I think it's unfair, the criticism he gets. And to be fair, that probably feeds into why he stopped doing it. But I don't want to speak for him because I have no idea. Must be difficult. I think especially when you come across as a nice guy, like a genuinely nice guy, I don't think you deserve to be getting all this shit that he gets. It's so unnecessary. If you don't like someone, don't fucking say anything. Bloody hell, Andre, you could have made the password a bit easier. Who do you think's trying to break into your account? NASA? I'm only joking, by the way. I don't even know how to do that symbol. Am I going crazy? Oh, I am being crazy. Jesus Christ. If this password don't work, I ain't redoing it, Andre. You have to change your part. Ah. Listen, I'll try it one more time, man. There's so much you're gonna have to. I can't. I don't even know how to do that. Oh no, dude, don't worry. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. I can do it. Ah, we're in. Right. Jesus Christ. Yeah, all right, Randy. How old do you think we are? Right. This is Andre's account. Ah, a nice free-to-play account. I had an account once, not for a game. It used to be my login for when I was at school. Superfragicalisticexpialidocious, and it's weird. It sounds stupid. It's actually surprisingly easy to spell when you break it up. But yeah, I used to have that. What did Soul say? Ah, I've got top chat on rather than live chat again. Is that why I'm missing messages from people? So frustrating. What did Soul say that love's in the air? Yeah, dusk. That's pretty much how I would have spelled it. So it's actually quite easy when you write it out to spell it out. Right, sorry. And Andre. This is Andre's account. Level 166. Account VIP 0. We always have to check. Perfect. We have to check. We can't have people claiming to be, you know, free and breezy when they're not. Let's see. First things first. I like the fact you've got lots of B copies. For some reason, when I go on people's accounts, they just don't have it. Or they'll have like C's and stuff like that. Your main 6 heroes, you've got B copies. All right, B minus, but that's okay. Let's go through the copies. Precision damage reduction. So these are... But they're not soulbound. You've bought these copies, right? Okay. No, so they're all soulbound. Where did Soul say that? I didn't see that comment. I would have reacted to it. Oh, bless you, Soul. Bless you. I don't know how to say anything without sounding too rainbow, but thank you. I appreciate you, man. It's gonna make me smile now. Yeah, exactly, innit? When I was struggling to type in the password, sorry. Right. So interesting that Betty's T5, but that's okay. We're going to go through the heroes. We'll go through the bags. We'll go through the artifacts. All the Maria copies. Oh, you still got that. That's fine. Yeah, don't use that for food purposes. In the bag, I've got plenty of Stella. Nice. Got another B stone. Got some cot. You got yourself some star. You got loads. You got plenty of starry gems. Nice. Being saving. So nice. Cheers, mate. Ben, 100%. I just don't like doing it on stream. 4,000. It depends, I suppose. Because do you know what's interesting? Having never played free to play, I was trying to calculate it the other day. And obviously, it's self-fulfilling, right? Because if you get a couple of big events, it means you have more chance to buy the deluxe resource chests to do more awakens. To be fair, listen, Soul's password he gave me the other day was an absolute nightmare. Like 9 different words in a password. It was fine. Oh, yeah, don't even start with that stuff. So, Stella, Cot, low on subs, but that's fine. You've got some spiritual essence sitting there. You've obviously done the glory challenge. We've got a fat stack of cores. Out of interest, why have we got 160 cores? Loads of soul symbols, even after you've done glory challenge. A little bit low on scrolls, especially with anniversary coming up. I probably wouldn't do next week's event, but we don't know. We don't know if you're going to give stuff for free. Loads of profit orbs. We always seem to have profit orbs. Monster mats. Awakens. Nice. Chesticle wise. Nice, dude. Nice. What a nice looking account so far, Andre. Solid, man. Solid. These accounts, when they're free to play, tend to go one of two ways. Yeah, but Paco, he is a little bit short. But we should have another Awaken event before anniversary event. And my guy's got plenty of Awakens. So he can go quite hot and heavy in the next Awaken event. So I think we're absolutely fine. I think that's cool. I think Andre's okay. Certainly he'll get to... Yeah, I think he'll be okay though, Paco. I think he'll be okay. I think he will. I don't see why he wouldn't be. Because he's going to have 60, so you'll get 2.5 back. 4. He's got 7k there with the Awakens he's already got. And that's not taking into account there's a B stone there and all that kind of stuff. But it does mean, obviously, you wouldn't be using Contract Starry Gems on any other events. Unless you went down a 2.5 route just to claw some back. But, yeah. Yeah, but Samurai, he can still do it as long as he has enough to get to 200 points during a session. It's fine to use Awakenings outside of that, and it looks like his economy's good enough to do it. It looks like his economy's good enough to do it. Let's check out artifacts. This is another thing that, to be fair, you're in a really weird spot, Andre, in a good way. because you're a bit further on than normally I look at people's accounts, or you're quite a bit back. So, 2 Splendid Demon Bells, Spiritual Mirror, nice. Interesting. So you went for a Breath of Forest before you went for a Lingering Melody. Is that so you weren't stuck with 2 random melodic strings? Because this is why I'm only going to go for 2 melodic strings on my free-to-play Optimal account. Because I don't want 4 of them, because I only want to go glittery Lingering Melody. Because you have Vulcan. Fair enough. So you're using Breath of Forest. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I can dig that. 15 million attack. So you should be at 711 with that. I know that. Resonance gear on everyone. Olivia, Heart Watcher, Ignis, some food. B copy of Madline. Nice. Out of interest, why have we not retired all these copies? Vago, I'm going to go for a Lingering Melody of the Universe. And at Glittery, that's fine for now. That's going to be fine for me. I don't need anything more than that for the time being. So if I go for 4 melodic strings, it means that I'm going to have 2 extra artifacts that I haven't got any use for. Because once I get my Glittery Lingering Melody of the Universe, I will push forward to either, probably Dragon Rui is what I'm going to push for next. And I think it's more impactful to have a Dragon Rui and a Glittery Lingering Melody of the Universe than it is to have a Glittery Dragon Rui and a Splendid Lingering Melody of the Universe. But it just depends. Yeah, but Andre, you don't need to do that. I get what you're saying. Have you not done Void Vortex yet? Why have you not done Vortex yet? Oh, nice, Ren. I'm working my way to that. I'm working my way. It sucks. No. Hold on. I have seen you. What are you doing? Upgraded Lion Pet. Nice. How have you not cleared? You've done everything so nice on this account. And you've let me down by not doing Vortex. What are you struggling with? So many gems and time. He's got a Drumy, Ben. Listen, Andre, you need to take what I'm about to say as a fun time, okay? Because I'm really impressed with your account. And if this is your main account, yeah, you've done really well. This is really pretty. Artifacts are lovely. You've done the glory challenge. You've set your account out nice. Really nice. It's annoyed me you haven't done Void Vortex. Yeah, this is really solid account. It's just, you've done nothing wrong. You've done everything how you'd want to do it. You've gone for Vulcan, which is what, to be fair, I always recommend for free-to-play players. Yeah, that's what I saw. So I suppose the idea is once you complete Void Vortex, regress Betty down, make her T1, and then build up your Madeline. Because you're going to have you've got the Cot for it. You've got the Stella for it. You've got 160 cores of Transcendence to get more. Yeah, but you only need a T1. So you've got, right? Yeah, level 100. So you are currently not wasting, but whatever, 750,000 spiritual essence that you don't need to be spending on her because she only needs to be T1. Yeah, but Ren, apparently it is disputable. I think, as an all-round main damage dealer, and as a free-to-play player, if you can only have one main damage dealer because you can't switch it up, you can't have an Aspen and a Kita and whatever. Vulcan's like the best all-round. That's fair. Andre, bear in mind, we're not criticising this, so don't take it horribly. Is this a PvP lineup? Are these heroes used for PvP? I know obviously Wukong, Betty, Queen is. Melissa and Natalie. Because I'm surprised you therefore, if you're doing PvP, I'm surprised that you're only using Maria for Void Vortex. Why would you not build her up? Nice. But to be fair, Ben, I'm pretty sure any hero in the game can push further than Aspen in Void campaign. Oh, God. Oh, okay, cool. And you've got Madline ready to go. I'm happy you got lucky with the Madline. Oh, nice. Bear in mind you want to do PvP. Extra nice. Control, precision, and block. So you've got to 711. You aren't going to beat 711 at this power. It's not going to work. So it just takes a while, obviously, to build up, right? I don't know why I'm checking that out. Let me check your Grimoire. 75. So you're actually capped by heroes rather than you are essence. Fine. I imagine you've been doing good with these, right? Yeah. You've been going for the... Nice, okay. Have you been getting the mushroom soup as well? Where's the mushroom soup? Am I looking at the wrong one? Or was it the lemon tea? Holy damage. Why am I getting... Oh, it's alien dessert. Right, okay. Nice. You should definitely be doing Void Vortex, dude. You don't need Maria's to do it. I promise you. I promise you. You don't need Maria's to do it. Ah, you've even got... I haven't got... I've got one of these on my main account. You've got the... I haven't got the all damage dealt one. That's so frustrating. Not frustrating. I'm happy for you. I haven't got it. Yeah. Retro gaming. Okay. What have you used? Where have you got all this attack from then? Am I going nuts? I'm not going to do it because there's obviously... Oh no, I'm still not going to do it. Okay. Yeah. Well, Vulcan's just cool. Oh, Festival Choices. Nice. Andre. My man. It's a nice account. You've done everything that would be expected of you. Oh, this is an old server, so you're not going to be up here at all, are you? I can't imagine. No. Oh, you're 18. Sorry, I didn't see that. How are you 18th? Nice. This is quite low, isn't it? Wukong and Natalie, obviously. I always get in trouble because I don't check out void bosses and everyone has a go at me. I'm surprised you're only at 4. Maybe I shouldn't be. Again, it's difficult. I've got my Adikita account that's very similar to this power level. And I can't think of how far I've managed to push with her in void bosses, but I'd have thought obviously Vulcan should be further. I've still got a Gaggy on my account, even though Gaggy's an absolute Chad. He's probably not helping me loads and loads. But no, Andre, I like it. Is there any... Oh, is it 230 rent? I was going to say, I feel like it's hard. Of course there is, Andre. You want to attack him because you get the Destiny materials. Yeah, but you want to build them up. Have you got anyone's cause other than Betty? It's never too early to do it. Oh my god, I keep on going the wrong one. Got half of Vulcans. my phone. Yeah, that's. I suppose you were saying because you haven't got the cores. Why have you not got cores yet? You've been prioritizing subs, right? Fully subbed out. Fully subbed out. A lot of subs. Fully subbed out. Good subs. I presume he does have a Betty core, but it's in her. So if you when you check Vago, when you check out cores, if they're in the hero, then you can't see them unless you look at the hero. Okay. I think as long as you have the rights. See, what I would have said, Ren, I will bow down to your genius here. I would have probably not gone as hard in the subs for, say, like Wukong and Melissa, and would have used some of those picks for cores for Vulcan. But it doesn't matter because you're going to do this anyway. You're going to have these guys fully subbed out anyway. Yes, Vago. To Destiny transition a hero, you need all of cores for the heroes. So at the moment, he's set his team out really nicely. He's got all the subs done. He's then going to move on to the cores. He'll start building up Vulcan first. Natalie second. Is that the push for a Vulcan account? Yeah. So Vulcan first, then Natalie. Then Melissa. Nice, Andre. Nice. And it's one of those things, I would suspect that it's more satisfying doing what you're doing, where you're going subs, then cores, because you're going to get all this progress like whoosh immediately. I would start looking at the void bosses. You want to make sure you're tickling them every single day, because why not? If you get lucky getting one done, it's because you only get 3 fights a day for free, and it's very frustrating when you get to a point where you can start clearing them and you're just waiting. But yeah, Argent, what did you say, my friend? Sorry, Jacob, you have Aspen as your main and free to play. Would it be worth to switch to someone else for long term? I don't know what the process is, right? Most people's accounts can very easily get, depending on the time, to 711. This is where a lot of players struggle. And without an A tier, you have to be significantly higher attack than you do with an A tier. Most free to play just don't get there. They just don't have an A tier hero ever. Aspen for now is going to be fine, but like the second that you're not one hitting stuff, you're just going to struggle. So yeah. 711 is good, Andre. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, has Rake just posted a video? Oh, should we watch Rake's video? Should we watch Rake's video? I kind of want to watch it. Does anyone else mind if I do that? I want to see what he's talking about. So, oh yes, sorry, Andre. Hold on. Let me log out of your account, dude. Otherwise, it's going to send us into like this never-ending circle of trying to log out, log in. Let me just switch on to mine. Stealing Rake's views. Is he stealing Rake's views? Would Rake care? I don't think Rake. I don't think Rake would care. I can ask him. Oh, I like his thumbnail. That's a dope thumbnail, to be fair. That's a sick thumbnail. I might message him. I'm sure he'll be on his phone. Right, hold on. I'm going to ask him. Do you know, it'd be really funny if we watch his video and he copyright strikes us like as we're watching it. Just post the video link in the chat. There you go. See, Ren's full of great ideas, isn't it? Right. Don't want to hear myself talking. I'm looking at myself, looking down at my phone. Right, that is the link to Rake's video. I presume, that Rake isn't going to mind us watching his video. I presume he's not going to care. I presume he's not going to care. I'm sure he's more worried about other things. And to be fair, I don't know, like, yeah, I know he's chill. I like Rake. He's all right. He's always very nice to me. So I know he wouldn't really care. I just feel like it's polite to ask. But at the same time, went and gave him a like. Yeah, everyone go and like. Everyone click on the link to the video, like it, leave it on, and then we'll listen to his video together. How long is the video? It's 25 minutes. We'll see how long we get. Hold on.
Talk about the topic that has many players currently rather furious. I have to say it. It is quite an insane thing because recently the Age introduced an update. It was like 2 days ago. I'm sorry.
So we'll do it after this, bud. We'll do it after this.
Sorry, I was sick. I didn't really feel like doing a video. You might have seen there was nothing from me. So, the thing is, for some players, when they now go into the auction house and they just stroll around, try to buy a copy or something, let's just go for this one, I don't really care, and they want to bid on it or click buyout, well then they get greeted with an error message, and that error is 103. So I have this recording of it that a player made, we can check it out right here. It's basically just a small clip. We can see he tries to bid on this copy every single time he hits that button. It's server status code -103. And this completely blocks this player from interacting with the auction house basically, because he can't buy any single copy, and also he can't transfer this SG to any other account, because if you were to search for a player right now, this same status code would appear on the screen. So of course players ask themselves, wait, well, why am I now inflicted with this status code -103? Was that a bug? Is that something that the Age is eventually going to fix? And of course, in their search for an answer, they went to the support. And the support answers, let's say it like this, they were less than helpful. I can show you one screenshot right here, sends it the guy that actually posted this. But the question was, can you tell me exactly what behavior caused you to flag my account and how can I get it back to normal? So basically what you would want to know, if you have misbehaved in a game and you wanted to avoid doing the same mistake in the future. And they answer, we are unable to determine the exact reason. This error code was detected automatically by the system. We can only recommend that you maintain good gaming practices in the future. So basically not stating any reason for this, well, we will call it a ban for the sake of this video. It is not really a ban, it's kind of a shadow ban. You are shadow banned from the functions of the auction house in this sense. But if I'm talking about a ban in this video, I'm not talking about like a full ban, I'm talking about a ban in the sense of you not being able to use the auction house. So they won't tell you the reason for this, and I have seen that in the past, I have to say this right now. This is a very consistent answer for the support when they are dealing with the matters of Starry Gems and the auction house in general. When they wanna ban somebody for being a farmer, they don't usually state a reason. They just ban you, or in this new case with this new, let's call it the weapon they...
Right, Rake's just messaged me saying that we can watch it. But the middle of the video sucks because he got distracted by Star Alchemist Holmes Young gameplay. So we'll watch it to the point that he starts going off-piste, and then we'll jump off of it. But this just gives it a different perspective than what I was talking about earlier. So we'll crack on, all right?
have, they inflict you with this shadow ban and keep you from interacting with the auction house. So they usually won't tell you a reason. This is actually not okay. I can only talk for my country, which is Germany, of course. The right way to ban a player here would be to send them a message, tell them what the offense is, then they can answer on that, and then they can decide on a measure to do that. If they don't do that, they usually have to revert the ban. The age, of course, well, is a company from China. They don't really care, but still, as they are acting in Germany as well, for example, they should follow the law here as well. But nonetheless, let's not get into law. It is way more easy to just talk about, well, the understanding and the sense of this, because now we have a player right here that answers, if you can't tell me what I did wrong, then shouldn't you revert my account back to normal? Why am I being punished for no reason? Of course, nobody can avoid misbehavior, let's call it like that, when they don't even know what they did wrong in the first place. And we found out a few things that you can do wrong, in fact, and that will get you this 103 shadow ban. And we have one more message here, same guy. Due to limitation, we are unable to check the detailed information. We can only suggest you maintain good gaming behaviors. So what did they actually do wrong? We have a few confirmed cases where we actually know what happened. DH shadow banned one guy for having more than 200,000 starry gems. That is one guy that was banned apparently for this. This was somebody from the community manager staff that stated this reason. What apparently also can get you shadow banned is selling any kind of copy. It depends on which kind of account you have, and we don't have the specifics on when you are allowed to sell a copy. It is apparently not the case when you unlock the auction house. If you were to summon, let's say you go on a new account, you upgrade your account, I think it was level 120, and then you go into do your first awakening, and basically it turns out to be 9 minus, and you would put that on the auction house, you can be pretty sure that this will get you shadow banned right now, and that you would not be able to transfer those starry gems anywhere. There is no rule against this. It is not forbidden in the sense of the terms of service or anything. You would be well within those rights to, let's say, transfer those starry gems to your main account. You may have 2 accounts, that is perfectly fine, and you could transfer, of course, between those, or to just, as this is called, well, starry gem gifting, you would be fine to gift that to a friend if you would like to do that. You would just not be fine to sell it. That would not be okay within the terms of service. So they're actually blocking features now without a reason that you are allowed to do.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying earlier. This is batshit crazy, right? Because you're not doing anything wrong. You don't sign up. There is obviously terms of service within the game, but there is nothing in the rules that say you can do this, you can do that, you can't do this. And yet people have been banned without being told what rules they've broken. They've had their accounts banned and they haven't been told what rules they've been broken and how to do it. It's that good gaming practice. That's the phrase I was trying to remember earlier. There isn't just 2 people. Loads of them have had that sent through as like a boilerplate response to their complaints, engaging good player practices without telling you what that is. Like without telling you this is what you're supposed to do is absolutely insane. Yeah, Rent, but they haven't hit. They haven't hit the people they wanted to hit. Like, bear in mind, I love him, but look who's making the video. Do you know what I mean? And yet they've hit people who haven't done anything wrong. See, if they banned me for buying starry gems, I'd be annoyed, but I'd understand that I'd broken the rules. If they banned me for trading starry gems from account to account that I had, because I flipped copies, I'd be fucking livid, which is what a lot of these guys have had done.
And the thing is, what they are obviously trying to keep players from doing is they want to combat the starry gem sellers. That is probably the intention. Why do I say probably? Well, there is actually nothing in the patch notes for this. We don't have patch notes. We sometimes have patch notes when we, for example, get a new update and they say, let's say they enhance the Void campaign or something, then we get patch notes for this nowadays. We can just kind of to fight here because I have really not too much to show you. Much of this is in chats. It is not something that DH has confirmed. DH does not communicate on this issue so far, so it is a little bit horrible to actually make sense out of this. The thing is that DH really wants to get rid of Starry Gem sellers. And the problem is, and even if we were to say, okay, that is a just case, and I have argued on this so often actually that I'm almost sick of it. We have had a lot of measures that DH did against Starry Gem sellers. None of them have worked so far. Every single one of them has made the game worse for the normal people, for everybody that plays this game. I can link you my last video on a measure they did down below, where we were talking about them actually introducing the change that all Starry Gems that you gift get converted to pink Starry, which effectively blocked all new players from interacting well with the auction house at all. Which I guess, I mean, to an extent, I can understand it was kind of bad that when you went into the auction house or into the game and wanted to buy Starry Gems, and you bought it in game that you got pink Starry, and when you went to the black market that you got like real Starry. I can understand that DH didn't like that, but nonetheless, it was how the game worked. There were a lot of points against and for that. Really, it has just turned out to make the game worse. After all, a lot of players are here now that start the game and that want to do and want to start a new.
I can see how you got distracted, Rake. I'm just looking at doves. Doves.
Can't start off with an A-, they're just blocked from that because they have a low conversion rate and really can't do anything about that. For this case, I think it is interesting to look at it in the same way, and let's look at how it has worked out so far. And the major things that they wanted to achieve, of course, was like limiting the trade of Starry Gems, and we can pretty easily assess whether or not this has worked by just taking a look at the Starry Gem prices. I will not put that on screen right now, but it's very, very easy. They haven't increased. In fact, the Starry Gem prices are the same as before, so there has been no change for that. And like, as I'm very well connected to SG Hub, of course, I can just tell you it hasn't really done a whole lot against sellers. By the way, what's going on here in the background is absolutely crazy.
He got so distracted by the doves, he forgot to put up the graphic he said he would about the cost of Starry Gems.
That is just not okay what's going on there. I wasn't planning to clear this, but I'm now pretty sure that if I macro this is actually going to be destroyed. Mad. It hasn't actually increased the prices. So what did it do? Well, there were a lot of people now, especially in the free-to-play specific chat, which is a sub-chat of the Idle Heroes discussion server, that were talking about how they were banned from the auction house. And a lot of people in there are people that are free-to-play, that's why it's the free-to-play specific chat, and that are trying to play the game in the best way that they can. And that means summoning copies with the free summons, selling them in the auction house. This is incidentally the same thing that farmers do. They are using free copies to go into the auction house and of course selling those. So they show the same behavior as Starry Gem farmers in that sense, which, well, to their demise, we have to say, let them fall into the same category. And the H has even banned some people that are shadow banned in that sense, that were VIP 13. So even some people that weren't free to play, but probably didn't spend for a while, fell into that category and were banned after DH implemented this change, which is crazy to me and something that I definitely didn't expect. This gets mad. This is so insane, the gameplay in the background. I wasn't planning for this to be this crazy. My god, turn 20 with basically full doves the entire way. If anybody needed proof that the Star Alchemist Holmes Young is insane, now there you have it. My god, that is insane. Okay, crazy gameplay. With a random clear here, with zero setup. I didn't put this up at all. I didn't use anything basically on that. But
right, and just to clarify something, Paco, right? Rake has an X tier Patricia. It's not the same thing when you main Patricia. Okay, it's completely different.
This is actually crazy. That is crazy. Okay, has distracted me way too much. So there were a lot of players there that try to play the game well, which arguably, I mean, it includes flipping copies on the auction house, just does, because you want to get an A- for free in that sense, and you can do that in this game. So they were essentially playing in the same way as, for example, well, a Starry Gem farmer would, and thus got caught with this 103 ban. And as we saw before, DH hasn't really replied to them. They just say, well, we don't know why you are banned. And that is, of course, a horrible answer and something that those people really can't work with, because they just don't know what they did wrong and how they could fix that. And I would argue there is probably no way they could, because how would they fix that if their, well, misbehavior is flipping copies on the auction house, which is a totally normal gameplay in that sense. So if you can't fix your misbehavior and your misbehavior is normal gameplay, then, well, then DH ends up just banning players. And that is horrible, in my opinion. That is horrible, because you might already be shadow banned if you haven't interacted with the auction house for a while. You might already be shadow banned and not even know it. And the next time you try to buy a copy, and keep in mind, you want to buy copies in the auction house. Even if you are like a low spender, you want to be able to go there because you buy copies, of course, to retire them or to make them into contract starry, so that you get more value on the events after all. And this is something that they're keeping from you at that point as well, which is crazy to me, which is definitely crazy to me, and something that I don't think is very well or a very good measure by DH. It is once again one of those misguided things that they do and just throw out and throw against the head of normal players and just keep them from interacting with the game in a normal way. And I don't know why DH really can't stop this. I have said this in the last time. There is no reason anymore for DH other than greed to go back and take back the contract the Starry Gem sale. They still think that they can go out there and turn the wheel back to a time where they made a ton of money from selling all those Starry Gems. And keep in mind, the black market doesn't generate new Starry Gems, it just flips the existing ones. So if you buy 20,000 Starry Gems on the black market, this was initially sold by DH Games. DH Games initially sold those 20,000 Starry Gems. So keeping that in mind and seeing how much Starry Gems out there, you get a good rough opinion of how much money they made. They made a ton of money, obviously. So they kind of want to go back to this time, I think, and I don't see that working in any way whatsoever, because players are now, well, used to just spending small amounts of money on the Starry Gems, and DH Games is used to taking more money away from them with normal packs on events. Because that, for some time at the release of when Starry Gems were released, it was 50-50. When you spent 800 USD before, basically DH Games went around and said, okay, now you spend 400 USD on normal packs and basically the equivalent of 400 USD on Starry Gems. And now we're back basically to the time it was before. You spend 800 USD on the event and then you spend Starry Gems too, and those are basically not factored in by DH Games. And that is what they currently do, and that is what they have been doing basically in the last years, and still they want to turn back that wheel and to turn back the time. And some players say, and I want to kind of pick up this argument, they say, well, but you could now go ahead, and DH Games could go ahead and just make the Starry Gems cheaper. They could just say, okay, now Starry Gems are 13 USD, let's say that. And there is a slight problem with that. People kind of underestimate how many summons farmers really do. Farmers do tens of thousands of awakenings basically every single day with so many farm accounts. You can't basically imagine it. It is very, very crazy how many farm accounts that are and how many they use every single day. So there is an absurd amount of those summons going on. This is the reason you can get super cheap C tiers in the auction house. This is the reason you can even get S tiers in the auction house. If you are a player that played the game for a long time, remember the release of basically the game, or basically the awakenings, and during that time there were no A-, or basically no A-, because there was very little farming going on. Now we have S tiers, we have SSS tiers, we have all of that, and of course there is now a bit of a supply also from Gala, but that would be one SSS tier, well, every, what is it 2.5 months, something like that. So not really a whole lot, not really a ton. And something that I have to say, well, I kind of enjoy having those S tiers. They would also be a whole lot more expensive, obviously, if we were to stop summoning at all. But yeah, so the value from your Starry Gems kind of also depends on farmers doing those tons of summons, because we have a fixed value for the pack prices, which is, let's say, for the 100 USD pack, 2,500 contract Starry, and then basically the rate at which you can convert your Starry Gems to contract Starry, they decide how many packs you can buy in the end. So if you want to go to the auction house now and you have 2,500 starry gems, you can realistically convert them to 7,500 contract starry, which will then yield you 3 packs, which is pretty good. If they were to stop summoning right now, it would likely end up being something like, well, basically being maybe 80% of the starry gems price, maybe 90%. So you would probably lose 2/3 of the value of your starry gems within like a few weeks. It wouldn't take very long. And yeah, that is horrible. And that also would mean that it wouldn't really help you to have these starry gems be cheaper or something, because you would need them a whole lot cheaper than you expect right now. If the current starry gem price on the black market is, let's say, 13 to 20, something like that, then you would probably need these starry gems from DH Games to cost something along the lines of 4 USD, which is just crazy. Oh, that was insane. Basically after 24 rounds. That is so crazy with the revive at the end. Okay, so it is unrealistic. It is just unrealistic. And DH makes enough money with the events. They can sell all their new power mechanics through the events. They don't really sell a whole lot through the auction house, yes. But I think there's still some guy sitting at DH that looks at something like this and 1,000,000 starry gems and thinks like, oh, I could sell this 1,000,000 starry gems right now in game. And this guy would have gone ahead and would have bought all those 1,000,000 starry gems in game and would have spent, what is that even, 40,000 USD? And I could buy a new car or something. I don't know. It's crazy. It just won't happen. And it's now really getting scary. If I'm honest, it's now really getting scary. Because right now you have players there that can't interact with the game properly anymore. And we have this right before the 10th anniversary. And I hate this idea of just a lot of players losing basically this game for them. Because what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do at that point? I thought about that myself. Because the idea was, what do I do when I get shadow banned? When basically the age comes around and says, Rick, was nice with you. You did a ton of Illyrius videos, but now you're 103 banned. What do I do? I do nothing. I quit. It's basically over at that point. The account might as well be banned. Because I'm not getting any contract starry. I'm not going to be able to receive. You're also not able to receive any starry gems, by the way. I'm not able to receive any starry gems. Just not going to work. So what am I going to do? I would need to buy the packs in game, but then if I want to max an event, it costs like 1,400 USD that I'm definitely not going to spend, because that is crazy. 1,400 USD is just way beyond anything, because it's not priced into the current events. It's not. It's just not. And it might happen. I don't know if I'm going to be banned. I recently had over 200,000 starry gems before we did the project with Star Alchemist Thomas Young. I had over 200,000 starry gems, so if that patch would have been there, I don't know if I might have been banned. And then it would have been over with rec content. Would have been just done. So that is something that I think is very scary. And obviously, I mean, to an extent, I'm kind of looking forward to them trying that. Because it would be kind of fun. I would try to sue them. It would be very interesting if that works. Well, we would have to see, but it would be a hindrance, and definitely would take the fun out for me. And if I, with all that stands behind it, with like YouTube channels and everything that I do, if I would basically say that I would need to quit, then what is it for somebody that has less commitment to the game? Well, obviously the same. So every time they do that, they lose a player. And they don't even tell them what they did. So it is something that you don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know why it's going to happen. It can happen because you did something completely normal and completely legal within the game. And you will just get this shadow ban and your account will be useless. Do I have to argue about whether or not this is okay? I just want you to think about it and just ask yourself, do I want that for myself? And the answer will be no. And you can be inflicted with this. They will get you with this. At one point you will go to the auction house, you will sell a C-tier copy and they will say you're a farmer. It will just be the case. And it has no influence on the starry gem market at all. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It is...
The issue is, right, when they're doing all the automated flagging and the automatic banning, and then their communication afterwards is so abysmal, what Rake's just said there is 100% the truth. You could do something just playing the game normally, get accidentally caught out. Maybe you've bought it from the wrong person, but you don't know that, right? Maybe you've bought something cheap, something that flags in their system, you get banned, and then you try and talk to their customer service, and the reaction you get is try and play the game in a good way. Like, so it is scary for it, and I completely get why Rake's
completely useless.
Yeah.
It is dumb. It is something, once again, where the age puts out a measure that is completely ineffective, that has no influence on the Starger market at all, that makes the game worse for players, and they just don't care about it. And they don't understand that you can't go out there, throw out rules for some people, other rules for those people. It doesn't work. You have to kind of find the position where you have to say either we have an effective measure that blocks farming, that doesn't influence the gameplay for the other players, or we just don't implement it because it's not that harming to what you play in the game. It really isn't. You get the packs a bit cheaper, yes, but it's only the contract story packs. If you want to max an event, you still pay a ton of money. So what is the loss here for DH games? And I saw some people argue, well, if they implement this, they can now give out more loot for free to play. So why can they only do that then? I mean, people are still farming Starry Gems. It is not blocked. In fact, I know the amount of farming accounts that got banned, I would argue is lower than the amount of real players. That is scary, by the way. That is scary. And now, of course, they threw you a bone. They did this Star Wars hero thing. I mean, this is cool. Not gonna lie. I like it. It is pretty nice. But is that going to save the game? How does this even work? Does this work? How the hell is
fucking Rake the Noob is stuck in the preview screen.
this supposed to work? I click on this and then nothing happens? Okay. Am I 103 banned?
He's one of the millions of people on the Idle Heroes discussion Discord today. How do I click the buttons?
So if you click very often, the game will start telling you what to do and you have to hold down the button. It didn't tell you what it is. Okay. Recommended lineup.
He could have
That
cut
is
this bit
crazy.
out of the video, couldn't he?
What is the recommended lineup here? Oh, then they have this. Oh, with the core and everything. Oh, we should try those.
Terrible teams.
Never mind, I want to make a full video about this. It's actually more interesting than I thought. Yeah, to end this video, what can you do?
Yeah.
Well, basically, there's
they
one
did.
thread over on the official Idle Heroes Discord that I'm going to link you down below with an invitation to it. And there you can basically just say that you don't like this. Is this going to sway the Age's mind? No. It is always been the case that the Age just does what they want. I remember vividly last time we had this discussion about measures against Starry Gem farmers that they had one sentence that truly shocked me, actually, where they said, "We don't care if whales quit, we want to do this." And I was like, wow. In all my experience with gacha gaming companies, their main focus is always whales. It is always whales. Whales get VIP support, whales get special treatment, whales carry your game. And we did like a revenue analysis a while back for AFK Journey, and it was something like 5% of the players do like 98% of the spending or something, and that is like truly the people that you want to keep there. And to say and to have a company say, we don't care if whales quit, we don't care if our main revenue breaks off, we just want to do this. Is this a commitment to free to play? I don't know what this is supposed to be. It is certainly not a very, very wise choice as a business to do this. I can tell you that. That is not very smart to cut off your revenue stream. I will tell you that this just doesn't really work out for you. So, with all of that being said, I will link you the thread down below. If you don't like this, voice your opinion there. Just say that you don't want to be 103 banned or something. It doesn't really matter, something like this. And just go in there, voice your opinion. Let's hope this gets cancelled by DH Games and is taken away. I don't have much hope for it, if I'm honest. I heard that Barry Gaming and MKX Jump are also looking into this meta and might do a video. They were in the chat, in the free-to-play specific chat as well. Barry is apparently talking to some people at DH Games, trying to get some more info out of them. But as I said, they are very, very closed down regarding this info. They don't really share stuff like this around, and yeah, it's horrible communication by DH Games. Tell me something new. So with that, I hope you have a great day. We'll see us in the next one. Probably check out this Star Wars Hero preview right here and see if that's can
If he can figure out how to get into it.
do something good.
Okay, right.
Welcome to the Athletic FC podcast.
Ignore that bit. To be fair, a lot of what was said was obviously what we discussed at the start, right? It's just bizarre, and as we discussed, the fact is, if you've got farm accounts, you're going to do everything you can to hide the fact they're farm accounts. So they're not the ones getting banned because they're not the ones getting auto flagged. It's just wild. It's just absolutely wild. And obviously, Rake, by the way, really good video. I know you got distracted from Holmes Young, but everyone else got distracted too because it was really fun to watch. So nicely put. It was engaging, and that's an interesting video. I just don't know if DH care. Oh, by the way, I've linked it a couple of times. Everyone go like the video from Rake, please. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice distraction. It's interesting, right? Because I saw Barry and MK were in the chat. And I presume, obviously, they're both at like 100k subscribers, etc. And they're obviously liked by DH. They get the codes, all that kind of stuff. But I just can't see DH giving a shit. I just don't think they'd care. I think them turning around and saying last time, what Rake mentioned last time, they said they don't mind if Wales quit. That's probably not true in that that's not what they think. But they have to, I suppose, take a hard line, right? Where they have to say that. Because what they can't have is everyone throw their toys out the pram and then get their own way, right? So they've got to be hard line. But be hard line about the correct stuff, right? Make sure you're banning the correct players, not fucking random people that have played your game for years. Play your game efficiently and then you get banned for it. I just think it's craziness. And the guys were saying yesterday in that chat, you know, that they keep on, that they've done this over the years where they'll give a quality of life update. Then on a random Friday, they'll do something stupid and then just dip for the weekend and then hope it dies down by the Monday, which is just like, it's unbelievable that that's how they go about it. And it's not to be, I say to be fair, it's not to be fair. It's not just a DH Games thing. So many game devs are like it, but they just don't care. They just don't listen. Yeah. And Ren, you made the very good point, right? And this is what I was saying yesterday. The fact that I can buy Starry Gems, I wouldn't buy Starry Gems in game at the price they are for how much you get, right? It encourages me to spend more on the relays to get resources because I use SG for copies and then to get contract Starry Gems to push forward to get relay pack, to get the value packs, and then I buy the relay. So it encourages you to spend more. Definitely. That's why I was saying at the start of this stream, it's like a symbiotic relationship where it goes hand in hand. I completely get why they are going after low VIP or non-spenders who then buy SG off the game. Because in DH Games' mind, that's not a very fruitful relationship, right? Because they're just spending money outside of the game. They're not spending money in the game, which is probably why a lot of VIP 8, 9, 10 players aren't affected, because DH Games are still making money from both of them. Whereas if you're an old VIP 13, like Rake said, but you haven't spent in a year or 2 years or 3 years, but you're still getting loads of SG into your account, DH Games are thinking, well, if we ban you, we're not losing anything. And that kind of makes sense to me in an arsehole kind of way. But when you look at the people that have been banned and what they put into DH Games for free, community-wise, whether you like them or not, it's stupid. And they know these guys as well, right? They know these people. They know who their mods are on Reddit and Discord. And yet they've banned some of them. Like a disproportionate amount of them compared to normal players. And I don't know Obviously, Rake's not going to give any figures to it. Obviously, we wouldn't ask anyway. But I'd imagine like a lot of his farms are safe. I mean, I was shown some screenshots from some of the like the Vietnamese farmers and their accounts. They don't hide what they're doing at all, right? At all, they don't hide it. So they'd be the ones that would be banned. But if you've got half a brain, you're going to be safe. And it's the people that didn't try and hide it because they don't think they're doing anything wrong. Yeah, it's crazy, Rake. It's crazy. Stupid. But they've put stuff in the game that enables it. Starry Gem gifting, uncapped copies, all that kind of stuff. The fact you can have multiple accounts. Well, if you don't want this stuff, and if people are going to be afraid they're going to get banned for it, they don't fucking implement it. Yeah, I wanted to see I wanted to see your video first, Rake, before making my own. Because to be fair, I also want to see when the bans end. Like, because I know that Piffle, he's still banned. He's the Reddit mod, right? And I wanted to see when the bans end first, because it's hard to give context to something if you don't know how long it's going to last for, which I think again makes it worse. Like if they turned around to these guys and said, you're banned for 72 hours, you've been flagged on our end for this reason, so you're banned. And this is why you're banned, and this is how to stop it going forward. Then you can't really, you can argue it if you think it's unfair, but it's like, okay, you've explained it, whatever. It's that you're banned. We're not telling you why. Don't do it again. It's like, don't do what again? don't do what again? It's just wild. And I imagine that like it's quite hard to manually go through and ban accounts, because even though I don't reckon there's too many people playing the game, there is probably many more bots or farmers playing the game than real players. That's still like tens of thousands of accounts, right? And the manpower to manually go through those accounts and ban them is quite hard. So yeah, I just wonder what metrics they've put into their system that's just auto-banned it. I mean, per example, right? Rake, by the way, to get into the new Newbie growth plan, this is the preview. You click on the Newbie growth plan and it brings it up. Like, if we look on this here, if you click on Madeline Skin, Iron Mech, so they don't know what they're doing with coding anyway, right? We know this by now. They do shit like this all the time. So the fact they've entrusted someone to make like an algorithm up to ban players without really thinking it through, doing it on a Friday, saying tough shit, we'll see you later, is just bizarre. Oh, Ren, he was talking about the Discord mod. Oh. Oh, right, okay, you were joking too. So, oh yeah, Renville Exposed. Yeah, go and find the Jonas in Norway, because there's only like 2 of them. Yeah, interesting. I've got my own versions on it. I've got my own versions on this. And it's interesting. As I said, I feel like the SG being put into, that's what I was saying. I was joking. I imagine there's like 1 million of you. Oh, I thought he was DH's. This is where I've obviously got confused. I thought Fires was saying that Jonas was DH's guy. Is that not the case? But he just never speaks. Maybe I've got that wrong. This is another reason I didn't want to misquote anyone. Hey Skit, how you doing, dude? Yeah, Jonas is DH rep, who I've never seen speak. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. When you think how many people put stuff into that game for free, time-wise, to think that they can't have someone spend an hour a day, it's just wild. Because this can't be their only game, right? But no, I do have my own opinions, and my issue is putting up a video, like my own video. That's crazy, by the way. I want to put out my own video. My issue putting out my own video is that I think I'm going to say a couple of things that will probably be unpopular. And therefore, does then the stuff that people agree with get lost with the stuff that's unpopular? But I mean, I can't. Ren will probably know more. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't think MK will do a video on it. Mainly because it's not affecting him. Same as like Barry. I can't imagine Barry doing a video. I don't know. I don't know. But it's a strange one. And the thing is, whenever you make a negative video, it always does poorly. Always does poorly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Rick. So I don't listen. I don't know. I can't comment on it. It's and yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's a sticky wicket, isn't it? Right? It's a sticky wicket. It's difficult. It's difficult, and I would be surprised if Barry, because I think Barry does get. Oh, listen, I don't want to get involved in all that shit because I think he's absolutely entitled to it. I think Barry gets some stuff from DH. Is that correct, or is that a lie? I don't want to spread a lie. So I think therefore he's probably in a different position where he's not going to want to speak out, and he shouldn't have to. To be fair, he shouldn't have to speak out. Yeah, but that's right. This is the problem. This is where it gets really confusing, right? Because if we're turning around and saying try and separate it from the black market, but that's what the purpose of it is to show. But it's so half-assed, man. And this is still what I don't grasp. It's so lazy. What, Indy, leave. Like what they're trying to do is so lazy. Like I can't. Is that going through there? It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. I hope the guys get unbanned because I imagine that if you're one of those people that's been banned and it's a significant... Why is that so loud? And it's a significant part of your life playing the game, not just playing the game, but using the auction house. And you've played this game for 3 or 4 years and it's something you do every day. I imagine it's quite scary that you've been banned. And I completely get that. Because I understand it's a game, but to some people, obviously, it's more than that. Especially when it's become a big part of your life. Like, and what Rake said he could be scared with maybe getting banned. Like, if they banned all my accounts tomorrow, I don't think they could IP ban me. There's ways around it, right? They could no, stop, leave me alone. Fucking bite in my hand. I don't know what I would do. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. But we'll just have to see how it pans out over the week. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Ren. You can solve it. IP bans aren't the end of the world, but it's still irritating. Yeah. And it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to players to do it. I don't like that either. And I think that we deserve more for people that put time into a game. Yeah, but no. And this is something, it's interesting, right? It's something that's always bothered me. When people don't care about free-to-play players, let me stress something very seriously right now. I've used this analogy before. I'm going to use it again, so apologies if you've heard this, right? This is what I think of free-to-play players. If you walk past a restaurant, you're going out to eat, you haven't decided where you're going, and there is 2 restaurants next to each other. One is full of people, and one is empty, right? As an adult, you go into the one that's full because you presume it's good. That is what the free-to-play community is to a game. It populates the game, not just in-game. In this game specifically, for instance, as well as obviously farmers, it helps with awakens, it helps with people buying copies, it fulfills things like the PvP lists, all that kind of stuff, guilds. From the outside, community-wise, if you just got rid of all free-to-play players, you'd suddenly have, like, I don't know, 20% of players that were there before, right? So 80% would be wiped out. So you need the community side, you need the game population side, you need free-to-play players. So, and I understand that like the Asian market is like heavily towards monetization, but you have to have all of it. Yeah, to be fair, Skit, I get what you were saying. I would go to the empty restaurant, but the analogy still rings true. Yeah, Paco. Yeah, but and do you know what, Paco? It's because I've criticised. I originally criticised them about the treasures, and I used that analogy then for the treasures. That's exactly because people were like, well, free to play players, they get the game for free, they don't contribute, da da da, and it's like there's so much more to contributing than just money, like so much more. Just playing the game and being part of a community, whether it's this community or Rake's community or just the Idea Heroes Discord or the Reddit or whatever, is all part of it, right? Which is why I found it weird with the content creator side of it. Not me, because I've got fucking 1,800 subs, right? So I'm irrelevant to it. But when you look at MK or Barry, particularly, 100,000 subscribers based purely on this game. And I think Barry does, as far as I'm aware of MK, he doesn't, because I think he said that. No communication with the devs. Like, the devs aren't interested. It's like, what are you doing? Why? Why would you not be communicating with them? And they're so lucky that I mean, admittedly, Barry's gone off piste a little bit, but they're so lucky they've got them guys still playing the game. No, so not right now, to be fair, bud. I want to, definitely, but not right now. Sorry, dude. I've got all wound up now. And I want to put some serious thought into that. We can do that Friday stream. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's a shame. And it's interesting. I think Vago, you said, 1 second. Yeah, Rake, thank you. And they've brought out this year, right? You've got things like the Dawn Plan. What kind of game can release something that you have to spend money on and people are well happy about it? Because they hit that out of the park with the Dawn Plan. Something so basic and so simple, and yet people are happy about it. This new Newbie growth plan, is it perfect? No. But it's good enough, like it works. People are well happy with Pinnacle Gauntlet. People were chuffed with that. I don't know why they haven't made that a full-time game mode, right? The amount of people that like it. They can monetize it somehow, I'm sure, right? 10th anniversary coming up. Everyone's well excited, even though it's basically a standard bloody event with extra spending available. For a free-to-play player, it's normally pretty standard, right? So everyone's happy. Everyone's going along with the flow. There isn't like a mass exodus of players. And then they do something so stupid that is going to cause a backlash. And the reason it's so stupid, it's affected a very small amount of people. And yet it's created this big thing. And it's like, well, it didn't need to. It didn't need to blow into this massive issue. And they've achieved nothing. They've achieved absolutely nothing. Yeah, right, 100%. I don't think this community, I don't think the Idle Heroes community is fantastic for newer players, personally. I think once you get out of that newer player stage and you don't have to ask the questions that everyone else has asked for the past 10 years, I think you can have much more fun in the community. And bear in mind, there's not loads to do day to day in this game. People main this game. Like, this is like their solo game that they play. And it's 10 years old, man. Like, and they're just, yeah, I just find it fascinating. Fascinating. Yeah, but, and Shakiri, they should. I have said for years, yeah, Ren, 100%. It's the only game I've played for a year. I've Clash Royale a little bit, Pokemon a little bit. This is the game I played. Do you know what I mean? Because why? You don't need another game. Shakiri, they should focus on newer players. And this is something that if any of you are involved in a business, right, in terms of you always focus on retaining customers as like a priority, right? It's an absolute priority because you know how important it is. It's infinitely harder to get a new customer than it is to retain an old customer, right? So sorting out the newer player experience is absolutely vital to solving everything. And They've been really slow, to be honest with you. They've been really slow, but we're getting there. And then just piss people off. Fortnite wasted 4 years of your life. Dusk, 100% get it. 1,500 wins solo. I completely get it, man. And about 800 in squads. But it's fine. You like cock, Vago. Paco, come on, man. But yeah, it's really annoyed me. And as I said, bear in mind, it hasn't affected me. And the people that it's affected are people that, to be fair, most of them don't like me. Like, so I don't even know. I feel like maybe it's slightly irrational how annoyed I've gotten about this whole situation because it hasn't affected me. But I always like to look at it and think, you have to back it now because next time it could be you and you want the backing. Yeah, Arjun, I don't know. Shakiri, Shakiri's just said, do they have a China East server in Discord? If yes, is that good? So I presume they do, and I presume that their support is better and their player base is bigger, but I don't know. Because I imagine they would. I mean, gacha games are huge, man. In all of Asia, really. Like, massive. And people spend, well, we're saying that Rake's got a $100,000 account. Like, they spend serious money over there as like a status symbol. So maybe the West, i.e. us, we just mean nothing to them, comparatively. Maybe that's how it is. Guys, we've got another 3 minutes because my doggo wants to go out. And to be fair, we'd have been streaming for 3 hours. But yeah, that's what I meant. They've got WeChat or whatever it is they do. They wouldn't have Discord, but they'd have their own version. Their own bloody community one. Gizchan, nice to see you, dude. Nice to see you. Yeah, but it's interesting you say it. Vago, right? Clash Royale had the worlds in their hand. Oh, Maisie, how are you? How are you doing? Nice to see you. You're a chick. Sorry, Gizchan. I can't remember what I refer to you as. We've now got 2 of you in the chat. Nice to see you. It's a fascinating thing. So Clash Royale, they were so good with content creation and community at the start, right? They would send all the streamers and all the content creators out to Finland, to Supercell HQ. They'd do tournaments, they'd do all that kind of stuff. And then here's the issue, right? And this is why I am going to be on DH Games' side a little wee bit. This is why I'm saying they can't just give in to criticism. Clash Royale did that at the start. And then what happens is that becomes the new standard. And then people want more. And then you give them more. That becomes the new standard. And people give you more. And that becomes the new standard. So if you give in to people too quickly, what happens is it just spirals out of control. So Clash Royale decided, I don't know, maybe 2 years after launch, 2.5 years after launch, they were just going to cut all contact with people, basically. And it was just an absolute farce. Like, it was stupid. And then people realised what it's like to... But people would criticise them, right? People thought they had a right to criticise the game and the devs. And then when the devs didn't do exactly what they wanted, pile on abuse and stuff like that. So the community managers always used to quit and all that kind of stuff. It's just stupid. Is Finn in the room? Where is Finn? Hey, Finn. It's your secret side hustle. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is your life and you know it. Finn, for those that don't know, he's going to be one of the newest members of the squad. He's not. He's not. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll grab him. Maybe one day. Brawl Stars is buns. I played it like twice on release and never bothered again. Never again. Yeah, Clash Royale is weird. Clash Royale is a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game. Oh, I love Apex. My friend group, right? We used to play Fortnite. I know. And then we went for a stage of playing Apex, and we played COD for a bit, and didn't really like COD. Apex was awesome. I was the only one that liked it. I was the only one that liked Apex Legends, and I thought it was perfect. But yeah, couldn't play it anymore. What did Maisie say? Apex, yeah, but Apex is great. I loved the mechanics of Apex, the shield system and the way it worked. Even on controller, it was a perfect game because the way that it worked, I thought was great. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a group to play it with. So yeah, if I had a group to play it with, I would love to play Apex Legends. But no one I ever played with wanted to play it, or they'd play it and get bored after a game. And you can't solo queue Apex Legends, man. You can't solo queue it. It's like impossible. Dan, how you doing, dude? Very good, man. Finn, hit me up. You're UK, you're England. We can play together. I'd love to play Apex with you. Do you play PC or PlayStation? If you say Xbox, I can't play with you. I couldn't do it. I could not imagine playing Apex solo queue again. Because you're just going to come across a duo that has just been playing for 8 hours straight, and they're just going to drop kick your SAS SWAT team, everything, and kill you. And your teammates fucking zip lining to go grab a shield from a building 3 miles away. And you're like, well, I'm dead. I'll play with you, Dan. I didn't realize there's so many Apex Legends people. Oh. We'll have to set up a gaming night. I like CSGO, and you can play it on a potato. Connor, what? Everyone likes Apex. I love Apex. Yeah, there you go. You buy the plane tickets, we'll go to DH and we'll tell them. You sort this shit out. Do I play CS2? Nah, not really. Finn, I wouldn't even be able to tell you the different ranks. I wouldn't. When I played, you didn't have we played Apex on launch, right? Like we played it on launch. That you didn't have the ranks. Then they introduced competitive, and that's when Apex got a bit silly because you'd have to like get the knives for like hundreds of pounds, and it was just fucking stupid. I can't remember the characters. Who was the one with the wrecking ball? I can't think of. I even thinking of the right game. I'm thinking of the right game. Rampage? Dusk. Listen. Maggie. Dusk. I promise you now, my catalogue of games that I played at launch is outstanding. Going back to the early 1990s, Pokemon. Going to the early 2000s, we had Call of Duty, when Call of Duty was brand new. I played Clash Royale in 2016. I played Idle Heroes in 2017. I played Apex Legends and Overwatch the week they got released. I played Fortnite the week it got released. I have the Skull Trooper skin. Every single game that I play, I have played since launch because there's nothing worse for me than playing a game halfway through. So say a game's 3 years old, I won't play it unless I've played it before. So every game that I can talk about is because I've played it since launch. So yeah, Overwatch got released. We went to go scout a place for our honeymoon, and I downloaded it like the night before we were flying to Greece. I played that fucking game for 9 hours. We had to be up at 5 o'clock to get ready to go to the airport. I went to bed at like 2. I was like, I can't put this game down. No, this is just our talking bit, Rake, right? This is just our talking bit. No, yeah, but all those games. Fortnite was awesome because Fortnite came about because I didn't have a PC, and at that time, PUBG was becoming massive, right? Was becoming massive on YouTube and couldn't play it on console. And then I was Googling Battle Royale because to me it was a completely new genre, right? I'd never really heard of DayZ. So for me, it was completely new. And then I saw this game. But do you know what's funny with Fortnite? I paid for it. I thought that you had to pay for it, but I didn't. I ended up paying for Save the World, which is like the base building version of it. And the Battle Royale was free. But apparently now you can't buy the Save the World game. But you get a shit ton of V-Bucks if you load in every day. Because I'm a dirty spender, it doesn't matter to me. But apparently there's kids that die to have those V-Bucks. Yeah, but you don't get the V-Bucks with it, Skit. You get the V-Bucks if you have the old one. But I never played Save the World. And then, yeah, Apex was obvious. I think anyone that was playing games would have played Apex when it first got released. Clash Royale was different. Someone actually got me into Clash Royale at my workplace when I was in the warehouse back then. That was 2016. So 10 years ago. So I would have been 24. Just getting out of the warehouse, probably getting into the store. And they got me into that early on. That was kind of lucky and unlucky at the same time. Idle Heroes, I got involved in. There used to be, I don't know if it's still a current thing, you used to go on websites and you download them on your phone and you'd get points for doing certain things in different games, right? You'd get 500 gems for playing a game and whatever. And one of the games on there was Idle Heroes. And Idle Heroes, I had to get a 5-star hero to level 100 or whatever it was. And I remember getting Norma because Norma was there and you'd get Norma and it didn't give it to me. And I can't remember what it was that I'd done wrong. I can't remember what it was, but it tricked me into playing the game basically. And I fucking played it. And here we are. Yeah, no, Apex wasn't very... Because people didn't like Apex when it came out. People didn't like it. I loved it. The difficulty with Apex was everyone wanted Apex to be a solo queue game. And the Apex devs came out and said, it will never be a solo queue game. And then they did. They introduced, I don't know if it was a 2-week thing or whatever, where you could jump in solo. And people loved it. Like solo 1v1, right? But they never wanted it to be that. And the issue is, a game like Apex, if you play duos, it's a sweat fest. Is there trios or... I don't think there's squads, is there? It's trios. But it's a sweaty game. It's a sweaty game, but I loved it. I thought it was a super fun game. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it's not a solo queue game. Whereas COD, you can go and play that on your own. So I feel like COD, there's an easy... I mean, COD's fucking dreadful now. Trios and duos are the norm, yeah. But it's weird how stuff pans out. Oh, that's probably... I was never particularly good at Apex. I just really enjoyed playing it. Rust. I was an early adopter of Rust. But Rust was difficult. Rust was a proper time sink. And if you weren't feeling playing the game on the day of the server wipe, you were fucked for the whole server. So I stopped playing Rust, which is a shame. Yeah, it's interesting how it works, isn't it? But then it's funny, right? Because I look at my games playlist. If I look at my games that I put any amount of time into, it's probably like 7 games. But yeah, they're all just the games that I've played for years and years and years. I don't play a variety of games. I tend to stick to a game, completely autismo out on it, and then nah. Ah, do you know what? When we got the PS5, you could go into your library and check how long you'd played on games for. I can't remember the amount of hours. It was Fortnite. I remember being horrified at how many hours I'd played Fortnite for, because we were part of a squad. Robbie, who often pops up in the chat, was part of that. We'd be part of a squad, mate. We would play from 7 o'clock in the evening till 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 nights a week. And then on the weekends, this is bad, right? When I used to have like Christmas breaks and stuff like that, me and my wife would take it in turns to get up with my daughter. And on the mornings that I wouldn't get up with my daughter, my wife would, I'd go to bed about 4 in the morning, 3:30, knowing that she was going to wake up at 5. So the only reason I went to bed was because I knew my little girl was going to wake up in half hour. And then I'd be tired all day and then go to bed early so I could wake up with her the next day. But yeah, Fortnite was awesome. Fortnite broke the mold, man. And they brought us battle passes, which to be fair has now been fucking bastardized beyond belief. Andre, no worries, dude. Great account. It was fun looking at it. Cinder, how you doing? Oh, we should do community Fortnite nights. Do you know what me and Kyle used to do? And to be fair, I've probably still got it on here. I was learning how to play mouse and keyboard Fortnite. And so we'd do box fights. So I set up the box fight map. I loved it. I love doing box fights. We can do a box fight session. In Warframe, what's Warframe? Isn't that the gunship thing? Okay, listen, my dog's really staring at me now. We've been streaming for 3 hours, 10 minutes. We're going to call it there, chaps and chapsettes. It's been a good stream. I'm now less wound up than I was because we've talked about a lot of stuff. It's been fun talking. I like talking. And Rake, thank you so much for letting us watch your video. It was a really good video. I thought it was really engaging. Sometimes with videos, not your video, just anyone's videos, I can find them like dragging on, but I really enjoyed listening to your video. I think everyone else did as well. But if you're here and you're lurking, you're not subscribed, subscribe. SP! Hey, how you doing, man? But yeah, no, I appreciate it. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, obviously. And we'll have to get some community Apex done. Jesus, I'd love to do that with you guys. But yeah, we'll sort something out because I'd love it. Anyways, make sure everyone stay safe. VH out.